talk the way we do. All right, now we're live. Hey,
Awesome.
welcome to the first Tiny Talk featuring Delina. Not just Delina,
Not sure.
Delina.
Hello. Oh my gosh. I'm so honored. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
letting me be a part of the first
thank you
Tiny
for
Talk.
being here. Thank you for being here. Tonight we're going to be talking to an artist that brings rock to the scene, a lot of fun to the scene too. If you ever seen her live, most recently a lot at the Love Mic, our good friends at the Love Mic, which is where we find a lot of our artists, most of our artists, pretty much all of them,
Yeah.
like 98% of them. So we have her here, and we invited her out for the first Tiny Talk. This little interview show that we're going to be starting to give, as we do here at the Tiny Stage. Sorry, you know how I got to switch cameras. You know how I do. Give artists another platform to get themselves known. Aside from our stage, now you'll have a little show here where you can get to know yourselves in a different way.
Yeah.
So,
No, this is
and we're live, so
this is unreal. This
I'm
is
also
exciting.
nervous too. So don't worry. And just couple disclaimers.
Go for it.
I do have a bit of a stutter, especially when I'm nervous or excited, so that might come out.
Okay.
If a giggle comes out, no worries. It happens. It looks funny sometimes.
All I do is laugh.
But also for the people listening at home, I've had the pleasure of meeting Delina here at the Tiny Stage and having like a pretty long talk, just kind of BSing the way we do. So another disclaimer is that the both of us are talkers. If you know me, you know I'm a talker, and if you know Delina, you probably know.
All I ever do.
Right? So we might be here a while. So settle in, get some hot
Get
chocolate.
comfortable, literally.
Yeah, get comfortable. We're gonna be here. So, all right. So Delina's here actually to promote her first. Is it your first headline show ever too?
I guess.
Kind
Yeah,
of?
I would say so.
Like
yeah,
your
because
first solo, kind of.
yeah, because I mean, this is like this is this to me the stakes of this show are just like like nothing I've ever done in my life, and I'm just so I truly do consider it like a first. I've done a 30-minute featured set at the Freeman, and then I opened at like a house party on Halloween for like 30 minutes also.
Yeah.
But to me, those were, as first of all, absolute blessings, and just the times of my life. Do not mistake me. I'm so grateful to the Freeman and to Liz and that band. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, let's get into it. So how did you start? So you're known as being like a rocker.
Yeah.
An exciting, high energy, high performance, awesome voice too, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Unique. I mean, all the good things.
Thank you.
So how did this start? What happened?
So, I guess if we're talking, I guess that depends what we're asking about. If we're asking about singing or if we're asking about performing, I feel like I should, since I'm promoting a show. It's this Sunday, December 7th, right
Pew, pew,
here.
pew.
Starts at 6. um, Performing it's the silliest thing. So last year, I had a New Year's resolution to get on stage in absolutely any capacity. So I had been singing since I was a child, and I did like 2 plays in high school.
Nice. Which ones?
Oh, they're not known.
I was in the orchestra band in high school, so I used to do plays like I used to play drums for them.
Mm-hmm.
So like I played for Anything Goes, a few of them. So I'm
It's not that well known,
okay.
I promise. But
Some people at home
I'll
might
tell
know.
you.
Okay.
I'll tell you. So one was called A Double White Christmas,
Okay.
and
I gotta look that up now.
Yes,
See.
yeah, I told you. And it was literally like about Christmas.
A double white Christmas.
A
Yeah.
double white.
It's all in the title, I think.
And I had to talk in a southern accent. Don't ask me to do one because
Oh,
it was
dang, come on.
it was really
By the
bad.
end.
It was
By the
by
end,
the
we're
end.
gonna
By
get
the
it.
end. Gotta stick around for it. Gotta earn that.
Yeah.
So I had to talk in a southern accent, and I was the character that everybody hated.
Oh wow.
And I did a second play like a year later, or 6 months to a year later or so, and it was I actually am blanking on the name right now, but it was about a murder mystery on a cruise, but the cruise was the location for a high school reunion
Huh. Okay.
or something. Yeah.
Interesting.
And so that was a lot of fun 'cause I actually was the main character. But the thing is the main character everybody hated.
So that's where the performance started.
Yeah, I guess
Right?
you technically, yes.
Nice.
Technically it would be theater. So I guess shout out to Miss Horton wherever she is
Aw.
now. Because that
What school? If you want.
yeah, so since we are in Garland, this is nice 'cause I can actually say where I grew up and people won't be like, "Where the what?" So I grew up in Lavon
Okay.
and Community ISD, that's the school district out there. And so I went to school out there. The schools are in I always botch the pronunciation between the city and the state, or the town and the state. City's a overstatement. Nevada, whichever one's the city and not the state.
Okay.
Town.
There's a Nevada. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is.
It's like so somewhere past Lavon in some direction. I'm not good with
Yeah. That's cool.
directions, unfortunately. But yeah, so couple plays. So I guess that would be my start. Community ISD. So seriously, shout out not only to the theater director, but to someone who is still a good friend of mine now, who pushed me to audition for the school plays to begin with
Nice.
because he wanted to do it, and he was like, I want a friend to do it with me. And I was like, all right, let's do it.
Oh,
so
how cool.
yeah, that's my really, really good friend, Alec. So that's where that started. Singing, however, singing wasn't even next. I've like opened a portal. I hope that's all right.
Of course.
Yeah, cool. So
Actually, I'll tell you a story later how that's very appropriate for this location to be opening up portals.
opened a portal.
Yeah.
So fast forward, of course.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, right. So fast forward, New Year's resolution 2024, get on stage, any capacity. And singing is really my favorite thing in this world to do. I think it's how I express myself, like, most clearly, most vividly. Like, that's me being me. Like, I feel like
Yeah, I've never
I'm
seen
not-
someone more free, honestly.
and for me, it's what's so fun about that is it took me so long. I started singing when I was 5. It took me so long to finally push myself to be like, maybe this is something I could do, and and be decent at. Not at the beginning, but like one day, that's another story, really. But I knew a stage was just like where I wanted to be, and I knew I wanted to sing. But at the time when I made, or the beginning of last year, I knew I wasn't ready just yet, and so I entered a stand-up comedy competition.
You do comedy? Hell yeah, awesome.
I entered. It was like
Peeling the onion back.
it was not so often now, just 'cause singing, that's the that's the top
Right.
love. So
That's your side piece.
right,
comedy.
exactly, and so
That's cool.
I ditch her a lot.
You
And
can always come back though, right?
yeah, always come back
That's yeah.
because I love to write as well. Writing is something I just really love doing
Nice.
in really any form except for poetry, 'cause I'm not good at writing poems.
Just about to ask one.
Yeah. Just 'cause I'm not good at it, that's the only reason.
Mhm.
I love poets and like reading poetry, other people's poetry, and listening to other people
Yep.
do poetry. But yeah, so entered a stand-up comedy contest in February of 2024, and I didn't hear back.
Oh.
It was like crickets. I was like, at least I tried. And then I get an email in May, like the beginning of May, and they're like, oh, you entered this comedy contest 3.5 months ago, or 3 months ago, and you now have a 5-minute slot in 9 days.
Nice.
And I said, Oh, okay. I had nothing written. I forgot it. Like
That's kind of appropriate for this Sunday show, isn't it? A little
a
bit,
little bit. Yeah,
right?
it really
That's
is.
funny. We'll get into that later, though. Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. I freaked out,
Yeah.
which any person would, because I was like,
Uh huh.
radio silence 3 months. I was like, oh, I didn't get it.
Uh-huh.
Oh no. Like I was like,
And I got 9 days.
I was like, I have the whole year, it was February.
Right.
My hopes were still high, it's like, I'm going to start going to the gym,
Right. Right.
that type of.
Right. Right.
um, but yeah, so 9 days, and I was like, okay. And I was like, just take the writing skills that I have up to this point and the love. I grew up being very fond of comedy just in general, like just every sitcom you could literally think of ever. I love like so deeply.
Dating back how long?
Ooh. Like I would say as far as back as like off the top of my head, Sanford and Son,
Oh wow! All right. Nice.
Facts of Life.
Yeah.
Like that's like off the top of my head as far back as I can think.
Nice.
I think Sanford and Son is older than Facts of Life. I don't.
Yeah. Pretty sure it is.
I love Lucy.
I think like by a couple decades. Yeah.
You know what I
love
mean?
Lucy's even older. Yeah.
Is that even older? Oh Lord.
Yeah.
I don't think it get. I don't
That's like
think
black and white and stuff.
yeah, it does not get older than I Love Lucy. I don't think so.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
yeah, and aside from that, stand-up comedy.
Yep.
So almost every stand-up comedian you can think of.
All right. I gotta ask you, top 3
Top 3, Dave Chappelle off the cuff. That's
is number what?
one.
You're starting off with number
I'm
1.
starting
all right,
off
yep.
number 1, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Agreed.
easy for me. It's to me, he gets on a stage, a room. It doesn't really matter,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just natural.
Yeah.
It's just, and he's been so legendary for like so long and has remained relevant too on top of that for so long. And I still, keep up with his recent stuff the best that I can. I do listen. I'm really more on like the music side now, but
Yeah, yeah.
I try my best. And I have seen him live, which was
Nice. I've never seen him live. I've seen a few other comedians, but not
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle.
and he was wonderful. So that would be number 1. Are we doing? Am I doing 3?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I
Okay,
figured. Yeah.
doing 3. Okay, this is hard because I feel like I have to gravitate towards whose specials I've watched the most.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, if I keep
All right,
going
that's
back,
criteria. I like it. Yeah.
so then I would have to say probably John Mulaney would be number 2.
Okay.
I've watched so much of what he's done. It's unbelievable. And I've seen him live too.
Nice.
So that was great. And then remaining true to what I told you, I would have to put oh goodness. Oh, this is hard. I have what do you mean I have 1 spot left? I don't really like that. I don't like that.
Got her.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to stick to who I've really just kept up with and really watched. So I would say, man, it's got to be like Trevor Noah or like Kevin Hart. I've seen so much Kevin Hart. Who hasn't seen
Those
so
are
much?
both good. Yeah.
Who hasn't seen Kevin Hart? I haven't seen live. Trevor Noah, I have. Wonderful.
Yeah.
He's great. But this is hard because there's so many legends that
Of
Oh,
course,
Cat
that's why I had
Williams
to ask
and
you. I gotta put
you
you on
know,
the spot.
and it goes on and on and on. And it's like right now, in my opinion, is a really good time for stand-up comedy. I think there's a lot of comedians that I'm keep up with that are up and coming. And
Plus,
are
they
really
have
getting
platforms
traction.
now like Netflix and all
Yes.
these streaming things. When I was growing up, all right, I don't know if you like Dane Cook. A lot of people
Yeah,
nowadays
no,
kind
yeah.
of like say he was like whatever. I don't know, like the equivalent to pop or something. I thought he was freaking hilarious back in the day.
Yeah.
I saw him live, but like he became big. It was the beginning of MySpace. Remember MySpace, or have you heard of MySpace?
Yeah.
I know you're probably too young to even like have
I
experienced
didn't
MySpace.
use it, but I've
Yeah,
heard
because
of
it was over like I think in 06 or 07 or something like that.
Yeah.
So he got big from that, but that's why he got a lot of flack because people were kind of honestly jealous. They were like, "Oh, look at this guy blowing up because he's using social media. Like, we're doing the clubs, we're doing the usual comedian thing, paying the dues, so to speak.
Yeah.
Where this guy's taking the easy route out, whatever." But now shit. If I don't know if it's easier now. It just seems that there's a lot more platforms for a lot more comedians to be out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
Like
just
the diversity on Netflix is crazy.
yeah, and
Yeah.
Netflix especially. It's like even if you spend like an hour on like Instagram Reels, you'll discover like
Right.
20 new comedians
Yeah.
or 20 new bands or musicians or actors or you know what I mean? So what's so interesting about it is it's like it is easier in a way to pursue because we, in a way it's like everything's right. It's right here. It's in your face. It's your inspiration whenever you want. It's in your face. You're like,
Right.
"Oh, okay." And here's what I can do. Now it's in whoever's face and
Yeah.
whoever's your content algorithm, like whoever's algorithm you end up on,
Right.
you know, and but at the same time, you're like, oh my goodness. At least in my experience, a little bit, you're like, wow, there are so many people
Yeah.
that do, uh, what I do or something similar to what I do, and I'm like, I'm so inspired by them, and I'm like, I think starting off, especially with getting comfortable posting on social media, because I feel like you have to now in a
Mm.
way too.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
It's you can't really avoid it anymore, and that's like the other side of the coin too. It's like so many people. You're like, wow, there's everybody, and in a way, it's like I said in my experience, it's like there's a little bit of imposter syndrome, kind of.
Mm.
You're like, oh my gosh, like should I be? You're like, wow, this person, person X, like they went to Juilliard, or like, person Y has been, like, you're just it's all in your face all the
Mm-hmm.
time, and
It makes you doubt
comparison
yourself.
people,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they're like, comparison is the thief of joy, and it's so easy to be like, yeah, it is, and then you're like,
Yeah.
you know, it's 'cause it's not that easy, and so, but at the same time, you love the hub of like people that you discover, you know. I like whether those are artists, comedians, what have you, that are relevant or relevant,
Mm.
or active right now, or things that are like archives, like, oh, here's, you know, uh, Eddie Murphy's Delirious or whatever,
Right.
you know, and somebody who maybe hasn't seen it before is like, oh my god, maybe this, like, that changed my life. Like, I
Yeah.
love this, So there's two sides of the coin, but it's you know.
Yeah.
So so would you say Dane Cook's your favorite?
Oh,
Yeah.
favorite all time? Shoot, man, that was
You
hard for
asked me. Now I have to put you in the hot
Yeah.
seat.
All right.
A little bit, right?
Dave Chappelle's for sure top three. I'm just trying to really think top three because all right, because I know a bunch,
Right, I do too.
and like I have to respect the elders too. Like
You have to.
Richard Pryor has to be somewhere up there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Eddie Murphy as well. I love Bill Burr. I know he's controversial, but
No,
I kind of like his.
no,
his style.
Bill Burr is a legend.
He
I
tells
respect
hard
that.
truths.
Yeah, he does.
Ish.
He does. Yeah.
It's a ish.
Ish, yeah.
Shoot, top three. All right. So since we're going from number one down,
Yeah.
right?
Well, yeah,
All right.
I mean, you can do whichever order. You can 2, 1, 3, whatever.
All right. I'll give some honorable mentions.
Oh, that's not
Mm,
fair.
Yes. Why not? It's,
'Cause you didn't
it's
let
my
me do
podcast.
that. All right.
I
All
have
right.
to
all
shout
right.
out Martin. I love Martin.
Mhm.
I grew up watching the show, but also his stand up was really funny.
Yeah.
Chris Rock,
Oh, wonderful
Um,
answer.
especially was it Bigger and Blacker? That shit, because that was like when I was in high school. That shit
Yeah.
was hilarious. All right, my top three. Number one, Dave Chappelle. I have to say that I don't want to copy you, but
No, it's okay. It's
I was in high school also when the Dave Chappelle show came out. I
mhm.
was kind of like more towards college actually. I think, yeah, pretty much like entering college.
Yeah.
So that shit was like for us was like something kind of totally kind of like new. Um, so that had a big influence. And then also the movie Half Baked was kind of when I was growing up too.
Yeah.
So kind of funny we end up here at the Be Hippie. And number two, I would say Eddie Murphy,
Yeah.
because he's Eddie Murphy. Um, and number three, oh, it's so controversial.
Do it.
So controversial.
Do
I'm gonna
it.
get so much shit probably, but Louis C.K.
You
I
know
know
what?
he got in some trouble for some stupid shit, but
His stuff, like, yeah, because I was, because I had kept up with him a bit before all that stuff had happened, and he was really high up there for me. And then when everything like came out, I was like, "That's crazy." I was like,
I
"Let me take
just
it."
love his
I
kind of
just,
observational comedy,
but he,
like stuff like
I don't think it's controversial to admit that he was like that. He's funny, like,
yeah,
'cause he is. He didn't,
like
come
there's
out of no, like, all that, all the specials, all the stuff. It didn't, it wasn't for nothing. The guy is funny. He did some really messed up stuff that I cannot justify ever.
right, and he has like he
But
paid
his
for it
specials
too.
were
Like,
good. I
yeah.
don't see why we can't
There's-
say that. Like,
There's one joke that always pops out in my head when he's talking about how stupid it is that we call Native Americans, sorry, but Indians.
Mm.
How like with Christopher, the story goes, right? Christopher Columbus came here and he was trying to go to India, but ended up here. And then he's like, "Hey, you guys, you're Indians." Like, "Oh no, India, that's a whole different place. This not India? No, this not India. Ah, you're Indians."
oh my gosh, I think
And then-
vaguely, I think I
and
vaguely
then
remember.
and then we've called them Indians ever since, just because we just never corrected that error. Because it was not. Because if you think of the history, he was trying to go to India and ended up
Mhm.
here by accident, and just called them Indians because you're Indian.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just thought that was freaking hilarious.
I think I like very vaguely remember that bit. He, like, a lot of his stuff, like, aside from Netflix, would be on Spotify as well. So you could just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you could
Yeah.
be like in the car or like whatever and just listen to the audios of the same stuff that was like televised or recorded for television, whatever you would want to say, for streaming, or I don't know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah,
but
those are my top three.
those would be
I
your top
guess.
three, yeah.
With the honorable mention.
With the honorable mentions,
Yeah.
I had
Gotcha.
honorable mentions for me. That's so hard because it would be like
I know we'd be here
whole-
forever, probably.
we'd be
right?
here forever
Yeah.
because I have separate lists for, because I gave you like based on whose stuff I've like watched the most.
Yeah.
There would be like, other. There's other categories. It would be like, like as you put it, not me, as you put it, respecting the elders.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
You
yeah.
know,
You're right.
and even then I have separate lists maybe like for like underrated ones, then ones that are active
Ooh.
right now.
Ooh. Yeah,
You-
we will be here a long time. For
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, it
We
would
got to
be
come back for part two just for comedy.
just for comedy.
Yeah.
We might have to, because it's a whole other thing. So yeah, so a lot of love for sitcom stand up since literally forever, which really started with watching things like Disney Channel, like whatever, and then Friends, especially when I was
Oh,
a
nice.
kid. Yeah. So 9 days to write. We gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And I 9 days to write, memorize, and perform 5 minutes of stand up, which is crazy, and was crazy.
That's a
And-
long time.
It is a long time,
Yeah,
and
believe it
I
or
did
not.
not have a lot of time to do it
Yeah.
either. And of course, I wasn't gonna turn it down. I was like, "Well, this is my resolution."
Yeah.
You know,
Nice.
I was like,
Way to
"It's-
go.
I was like, "It's May already." I was like, "I haven't done it."
Respect for facing.
Because
your
I didn't
fears,
make
bet.
a single other resolution last year, and so yeah, um, by some miracle, got it written, got it memorized, showed up. This was like this particular contest. Funny, it was called the Funniest Person with a Day Job contest. And it was just people with like day jobs who wanted to like try out stand up, and it was like multiple rounds to like a cash prize.
Okay.
But I was like, I just wanted to, the idea was get on stage,
Yeah.
right, in any capacity. And so I was the last night of preliminaries. It was like 3 or 4 prior nights of preliminaries. So like over 100 something people had entered this contest, right? Um, and so I was the last night, and my oh great, it was wonderful. I had some friends show up, some family show up to support me because they were like, "Oh my God, you're about to perform," like
Yeah.
something for the first time, and did it, and it went over, in my opinion anyway, pretty decently. At least in my mind, I look back on that night and that risk, 'cause that's really what it felt like. I was
Sure.
sweating out of my mind, waiting, 'cause there were like, people brought their families and their friends, and I mean, there was upwards of like 70
Oh wow.
people in there. I would say anywhere, I would say 60 to 70 people there that night. And so I was like, oh my God, I was like, I guess what better way,
Yeah.
you know? And so I look back, and I look back on what I wrote, and I was proud of what I wrote. I'm still proud of what I wrote. And, um, I mean, I lost. I didn't get past
Is
that
there
first
any
round.
recording somewhere?
Oh, I have that whole routine.
Oh,
I
awesome.
have that thing recorded. What's funny about it is I wrote my 5 minutes. For me, what's easy when it comes to writing is, or things, something like that, was just write a story,
Right.
and condense it and find ways to make it funny. And it was the funniest person of the day job contest. So I wrote 5 minutes about what my day job was at that time in May of 2024.
Mhm.
And so I just talked about that without violating HIPAA, because
All right. Yeah.
I was in that type of role
Mhm.
previously. And and even though I didn't get past that first round, I was still, it was one of the most beautiful things
Yeah. Can you
I'd
imagine? It's
ever.
like riding a roller coaster. You're
It
terrified, and
w-
afterwards you're like,
it
"Oh, I want
was
to do it again."
it was and,
Maybe.
and
So
then
some people catch the bug, some
yeah,
don't. Like
and
me, not so much. I'll do the roller coaster, and I'm like, I'm good. Leave me alone.
right, and I was just like a wreck. And then the whole time, like writing it, rehearsing, I was a wreck. I was like, oh my God, I'm
Yeah.
miserable. And then waiting for my turn, miserable. On stage, I was like, oh my God, I'm a wreck. But I'm like, I'm doing it. And then I got off stage, and I was like, okay, that was fun. Like, to me, stand up is fun when it's over.
Right.
I don't know how to explain that. Like, even though I love stand up and I love writing,
It's just you
doing
just
stand up,
describe the whole experience of someone going on a roller coaster. Being
yeah,
online, you're terrified. Getting there,
yeah,
you're terrified.
yeah. I
Going up
guess
the
you
thing, you're
described it,
terrified, and then
yeah,
when you're going through
perfectly.
it, you're
That's the
terrified.
perfect,
And then afterwards, you feel awesome.
yeah, that's the perfect
You might
analogy
throw up, but
for
afterwards,
it.
you're gonna feel good.
Exactly. And so I did it again. Um, 2 months later, July of 2024, and then finally, I was like, okay, and it was like a 7 minute set, I think, that time, instead of 5 minutes.
Mhm.
No cash prize or anything. It was just the booker. Like, we'd gotten to know each other a little bit, and she was like, "Do you want to come back?" And I was like, "Yeah,
No.
I would love to," And so, finally, I did that and got that under my belt, and I was like, "Okay, I think, I'm ready to do
You're good.
music
Yeah.
now." I was like, "I think I'm ready to sing now, because I'm better at it." And as I described to you, the process of stand up, I'm like, "Oh my God, like
Miserable.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I love it, but I'm miserable,
Right.
you know, until it's over."
Mhm.
With singing, I love every piece of it.
Yeah. I can
Every
feel that.
and whether that's like um warming up, um literally going on runs, going to the gym just so I can be a better singer, uh like listening to music,
That's a good
like,
point.
you
That
know,
being healthy-ish, and
yeah,
exercising
and
actually makes you a better singer.
yeah,
Yeah. Very good. Yeah, I gotta grab my tea also.
and um and
Salute.
just right. And so all those moving parts in between performing, during a performance, after a performance, you know,
Yeah.
just singing in general, pre-singing, singing like whatever skill I'm practicing or whatever song I want to learn how to sing, or if I'm writing my own stuff at home, or messing around and I'm like, oh, I'm bored. I'm just gonna stack vocals for like an hour and a half or whatever. I love.
Oh, you can do that, huh?
I'm not
Oh, we're gonna
like
get into some tangents here in a
I'm
second.
I'm not like great, super great at it or anything, but
No, but that's so cool.
for myself, uh,
Kind of have to be,
you
right?
know, yeah,
Yeah.
you at least at the very least try,
Yeah.
right? And so every moving part I love and I've always loved, and that's never changed
Nice.
since I was 5. And so I was like, I think it's time. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, okay, social media, you know,
Yeah.
the, of course,
There's
it
your
all
stage.
comes back to
Yeah.
that, right? And I was just on Facebook, really, and I found there was a band. It was a '90s tribute band, based in Arlington,
Okay.
and they were like, "We're looking for a singer," and I was like, "All right," and I was like, let me send them a message," and they were like, "Come by and audition." I think I sent them maybe some home recording 'cause I didn't have anything,
Yeah.
except for home recordings for my whole life,
Right.
and so sent them a little something, and they were like, "Come by," and I went to this guy's house, and the second floor of his house was a studio.
Oh, nice.
The entire second floor,
Wow.
not just like a room in the second floor,
Right.
the whole second floor.
Nice.
I was like, this is nuts. So I walk in, and it's just like a full band's there, and I had like a handful of the songs, and I was so nervous. Like like it is nothing I'd ever done.
And this was in 24, 25?
24.
24. Nice.
Uh,
Wow, just last year.
yeah, last year.
Wow.
This was August of 24.
Wow.
Yeah. So last time I had done stand up, at the time, the second time I'd done stand up July, and then August I was
Was
like,
it happen to be the beginning of August? Do you remember kind of around?
closer
There's a reason
to-
why I'm asking.
closer to, I believe, I want, if I'm not mistaken, maybe closer to mid-end.
Okay.
Mid-end, like or like late teens, early 20.
That's funny because
August.
that's around the birth of the Tiny Stage.
Really?
It's August 8th, 2024.
Oh my gosh.
I mean the like birth, but like the actual stage that was built was like more like late September,
Mm-hmm.
Mid to late September.
Oh, I have a great
Um,
mid to late September
But that's
for
funny
you.
that your kind of singing kind of career, so to speak, kind of.
Yeah, I have a
kinda
great
begin.
mid to late September story for you if that's the
Yeah,
case.
and
then.
you mentioned opening portals. That's the whole purpose of August 8th was about opening up a portal,
Yeah.
a manifestation. So
Well, that's
how beautiful, huh?
very beautiful, very poetic. Look at
Yeah.
us. Look at you, really. And and yeah, home studio, nuts. So nervous, sang off key. Sang off key. And
Gotta get it out of the way.
yeah, my best friend was with me, and she was just like staring at me because she could tell that I was singing off key and that I was nervous out of my mind. And I was like, it would take me, and every song I did, like it was like I started off key, and then I would like get there because I was so nervous. I was just
Like
like
tuning a guitar, like
like this, like
Oh yeah.
and I'm like sweating, because I'm like
What was the tribute?
90s. So the songs that I
Just like 90s in general, like kind of okay.
yeah,
I thought
like
it was
more
a
like
band.
more like 90s rock, really, 90s alternative type stuff.
Like No Doubt,
Yeah, like that.
Nirvana,
Yeah, so
Offspring.
yeah. So what did I sing? I sang
Childhood.
I sang "You Ought to Know" by Alanis Morissette.
Ooh.
I sang "Fade Into You" by Mazzy Star. I
Nice.
sang. Of course, I'm blanking on it.
Oh yeah, it was a long time.
You know,
ago.
I didn't get it. That's why.
There's been lots of gigs in between.
It's good just 'cause I didn't get it.
Okay.
A couple other songs that I'm totally blanking on, but around that,
Right.
you know, uh, uh, theme,
Mhm.
genre, so to speak.
That's on a what's called a This Is '90s CD back then. You know, like this is '90s,
Yeah,
like the
like
greatest
literally.
hits
Oh
kind of
my
stuff.
gosh, literally you said no doubt. I think I'm just a girl, literally.
Yeah. Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, probably.
I think that
I
was
can
one.
totally see you doing that. That's why I'm like.
And uh so and it they were like I went home. They were like, "Thank you so much for coming." I went home. They were like, "Come back for a second audition."
Okay.
I was like, "Great." And I came back and to be honest with you, this is really on me. I don't think that I was that I didn't come like between the first and second audition. I don't think I was much more prepared. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so I think what ended up happening is I think in a way I psyched myself out and like I think I bombed it. I just bombed it.
Yeah.
That's it's I don't, there's not like a big
Yeah.
explanation. I just bombed it.
Yeah.
And that's okay. You know?
Yeah. I
And
mean, it's kind of necessary.
yeah.
Every
And
great
what's
person that did anything starts off with
yeah,
some bombs.
yeah, and
even
and
even Chappelle, he has stories about it. You know.
and I just bombed it, and I was like, shoot, And you said something. You were like, I'm going to say something controversial. I'm going to say something controversial
All right.
too, music wise. In terms of rock music, in terms of decades of rock music, '90s is my least favorite decade. Yep.
All right, this show's over. All right,
He's, uh,
people.
he's like, he's
Thanks
like,
for tuning
cut.
in.
Everybody,
Bye bye.
everybody,
All
go
right,
home.
yeah. Delina has a show, I guess, later. I don't know.
He's like, come, don't come. I don't care.
I'm playing.
I
No,
know that's very controversial.
I can
to say.
respect that.
It's very controversial, but
Now I have to ask why though.
because I'm very classic rock, psychedelic, and I think where that thrived is 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s.
Okay.
And I don't think I'm and I love blues too, and so I think
So maybe
man, there's some
it was
songs
like a
I
little
could
too
tell you some stuff
commercial.
from the 1920s.
Oh wow,
I think
nice. Yeah.
and that I if I really was like, "Oh, how far back can I really go?" and be pretentious about it. I'm not going to be but really what I truly
Beethoven.
no, oh no. No, but just in terms of like blues and stuff
Yeah.
and rock and the foundations of rock and roll,
Yeah, raw stuff, like
you
real.
know,
It was real stuff.
and people like Chuck Berry.
Yeah. No,
You
the
know,
freaking
and
'90s were totally like more commercial than it was getting towards more.
I don't think
I mean, the
it's
'80s too, obviously.
80s,
But
yeah, but I don't think it's a matter of commercialism. I think it was just I think in my mind I put a lot of 90s into more of an alternative rock bubble than I do
Okay.
classic. So it's not a diss. I love alternative rock,
Hmm.
but I love classic and the stuff that was in like the people like Ozzy Osbourne, whether solo or Black Sabbath,
Hmm.
um, Queen, AC/DC, Led Zeppelin,
The Doors.
The Doors,
Or the Sega's
Jimi
kind of
Hendrix.
still, yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah,
yeah, stuff. So
that's my stuff.
yeah,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
wonderful. And so I say '90s is my least favorite, not as a way to be like I hate the '90s.
No,
That's
I
not
get it. I get it. It's cool.
beautiful, beautiful decade for music. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
For me, it was the '80s. Was awesome.
'80s is awesome.
I love '80s music
Um,
just because I'm like a happy. I like being happy and like
Yeah, are you-
whatever.
I think I'm one of Michael Jackson's biggest living fans.
Yeah,
and that's
right.
where '80s was really where he skyrocketed
Oh, yeah.
somehow even further than he had already
Oh yeah.
had skyrocketed at that point in his life. And yeah, so the '90s are good. I have no that's
No, I get it.
people with the '90s. It's just the rock that I'm more so into. And I try to chase that sound with modern rock artists now. Like I try to find who's good that sounds kind of classic, like
Have you heard
Greta
of-
Van Fleet.
Okay, yeah.
You know.
But to say Greta Van Fleet is like Led Zeppelin
Right.
2.0.
Right.
Yeah.
And that vocalist is nuts.
Right?
Nuts. And I I've gotten to see them live too.
No shit. Nice.
Night of my life. And I literally like bought the ticket like an hour before, and I went alone,
Yeah.
and it was wonderful. Wow. So Greta Van Fleet is amazing. Jackie Venson,
Nice.
she just wow. Vocals, guitar. She's wow. I and I like heard one song, and now I listen to like every song, I
Nice.
listen to her every day now, and is and so I try to chase that where I can, even with
Are you hooked up to the blue tip right now?
I am
Could you play some of her? I
Jackie
haven't.
Venson.
Yeah, I haven't heard.
Yes. Are
And
you
I was gonna ask
kidding?
while you're pulling that up, have you heard of Queens of the Stone Age? I think that's the name of them.
Yes, I have.
They're almost a kind of Led Zeppelin-y.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
I might actually have a song of or two of theirs in like my Spotify.
Yep.
Maybe like one or two though. I wouldn't like be like, "Oh, I listen to them religiously," but I have definitely heard of them. There may be a chance I went to a music festival a couple years ago and they played there.
Nice.
I'd have to fact check that though. Okay, Jackie Venson. I'm going to do probably I'm going to just do what the first song I heard, I think.
Okay. Are you gonna perform it?
No, I'm gonna play it.
Oh,
man,
what
so
about
don't
to
be
say?
don't be crazy.
I got
Don't be
excited.
crazy.
I was like,
'Cause
oh shit!
she-
I wasn't
So
expecting
she plays electric guitar
Mhm.
and she sings.
Nice.
So this is what, and I'm gonna do the live performance 'cause that's how it was a live.
That's how it should
a-
be.
It
I
was
love
literally a
live
TikTok
performances.
of her performing live in Austin. She's an Austin artist who's
Okay.
gaining traction. She has like 100,000 on like
Oh,
Instagram
nice.
right
All right,
now.
we gotta look her up.
So yeah, she's nuts. All right, here you
All
go.
right.
This is her playing.
King style. Buddy Guy.
She got that nice.
John
Do you hear
Mayer.
that, baby? That's the sound of time
This is the
rolling on.
first reaction video. Right?
So do you hear that, baby? That's the sound of time rolling on.
The way she plays.
From Austin,
You wake up in the morning,
huh? Share video way up here.
before you know it, the evening is already gone.
She ever come up here sometimes?
So she was. Hit me.
No, leave it.
Oh, leave it. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I'm
cool.
putting the
Oh,
volume down.
how
Yeah.
great, fine by me.
Make it some
I
background
love
music.
this
Why
song.
not? Make some background music.
I love it. So she was most recently, in terms of DFW, she was in Fort Worth back in late October of this year. And have you ever heard of Tulips?
No.
It's like, I had never heard of it either, I'm not gonna lie to you. But it was just like a little bar / live music venue, indoor stage. It was pretty cool. And
How
she,
many followers around on the Instagram?
for Jackie Venson, 100,000 right now.
Okay.
And she's
It'd be
offered.
hard to get her over here. But
Yeah, yeah. Like she's really blown up. Like I think like social media. You know, it's
Although-
what we were talking about. You know, that
Challenge accepted.
challenge accepted.
Challenge
She-
accepted. I am pushy and I
but-
can bother people.
She tours like around the country and even outside the country. But she performs in Texas more than she performs anywhere else. So she's Austin native, and so a lot of the time she will just do like small residencies in Austin.
Cool.
Or she's just always coming back, and she actually just opened a like rehearsal space in Austin for local musicians.
Very cool.
Yeah, and she's trying to like give back too.
We're okay. We're like kindred spirits over here. If you're watching, contact us at _tiny_stage.
But she's like, I mean, like her stuff, like on TikTok, for example, like it's her stuff's getting to like the millions now,
Yeah.
like, you know, like in terms of views and stuff that she's hitting, and but she's still, like I said, in Texas all the time,
Oof.
and Yeah, is she like? There's gonna be at some point in the song, she's gonna like totally shred, and I'm gonna make sure we're not talking
Oh yeah, me.
when it. I
love
got
that.
you.
I
I've
love
listened to
that,
this
yeah.
enough.
That's how I fall in love with guitars when they start shredding like that.
And she just plays, and she's singing too, and she's
Yeah.
great.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, baby girl, I see.
All the faces, Does he do it? Of course, I love it. There's something I always
Feels it.
so curious about what happens
Yeah.
in your face when you play the guitar. Because everyone does.
So expressive.
It's
Yeah,
so
it's
awesome.
beautiful.
Can you see some of that again?
It's like a little live gift. And this is a live show in Austin.
I just want to see
Time keeps on rolling.
And the breakdown.
Time keeps on rolling on. With or without you, baby. With or without you, baby. Time keeps
I
on
bet
rolling.
she like jammed for like hours.
It
Right?
was like it was like an hour and a half. I'm pushing like 2 hours.
With or without you,
my
baby.
God. One of the easily I think one of the best concerts I've ever been to. And I've been to a lot of
Time
concerts.
keeps
Yeah.
on rolling.
So
Sounds
that's
like it, yeah.
hard to say, you know, like it's hard to like
Time
rank.
keeps on rolling on.
But she's, you know, it's like that
One more time for
bluesy-
the fans at home. Who is she again?
Jackie Venson.
Jackie Vincent?
Venson.
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 Okay, Venson. Okay. Beautiful. Hell yeah.
She has that like, oh my gosh. You know, it's like something you would that 12 string like or 12 bar
Mm-hmm.
blues like Stevie Ray Vaughan like
yeah.
you
Oh,
know.
yeah. I was about to say like kind of like John Mayer, but also John Mayer is like Stevie Ray Vaughan. He's a he said a lot that Stevie Ray
Yeah.
Vaughan was a big influence on him. That's kind of
Him-
how.
you know like
um,
everybody like Eric Clapton like you know stuff like that I would put you know Jimi Hendrix in there too
Oh yeah.
so that sort of blues you know wow
Yeah.
you know
Right. Chef's kiss. Yeah.
yeah it's oh my gosh and she's playing too she's doing both
Yeah.
and I'm like and she plays just gosh she's you know one of my favorites right now very easily and so yeah
So a big
uh,
influence. Yeah.
yeah and anyhow
So yeah, you mentioned going to a lot of concerts.
a lot of concerts
Since I like to ask weird questions. Nah, it's not that weird. What was your first one?
first concert was the
I love these
weekend
stories. The weekend. All right.
at AT&T Stadium in what month was that? August of 2022. Yes.
Okay.
August of 2022.
Mine was System of a Down.
Oh, you
19
I haven't seen that.
1999 or 2000
Oh my god.
in Long Island, at Jones Beach. Is a freaking picture this stage, right?
Okay.
It's a stage that the backdrop is the ocean. It's on the beach.
Sure.
The backdrop is the ocean. System of a Down. I forget who opened for them. That's how awesome they were. It was a cool band, whatever. But System of a Down was there when they were kind of like new. They weren't so they weren't like legends that they were just coming out.
Yeah.
I first saw them at this on this old music video service, like when there was MTV and there was actually music videos.
yeah.
There was this old service called The Box.
Okay.
That was like a video jukebox that you would dial in. You would pay $1 and choose your video, and then you would wait to see your video pop up. But there would be like it would be a way for like obscure and upcoming bands to have their videos out there, because they probably won't get on MTV,
yeah.
but they might get on The Box. And then if somebody pays $1 to see them, all right, they get maybe 10 cents or something, whatever it is, right? And they were on there like some 2 in the morning, and I was like, "What?" It was the song "Sugar."
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like,
It's,
"Holy shit, this freaking band's crazy!" And yeah, I got to see them, and their freaking set was insane because they didn't stop. Like every song bled into the other one,
Oh.
and they even did one. He did a cover of Madonna's "La Isla Bonita."
Mm.
That was freaking so like talk about psychedelic. Oof, that was freaking nuts.
Oh.
And that's the first time I ever smelled weed. I was like, "Oh, is that what that is?" Okay, because
I love that.
as soon as the house lights went down, or this whatever, you saw the poof of smoke start to go up, and then you know, of course you smell it everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh shit!" And I was like, "I hope," because I was playing soccer hardcore back then. I was worried about secondhand showing up on a P test or whatever. Back then, in my straight laced. If anyone knows me now, I was like, he was saying what?
He was a square
He wasn't diving over trying to get
back
a hit.
in the day.
I was only like 17, 18 years old.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
You know he's classically trained. The
Oh yeah!
singer
Oh my
of
God! Yeah.
System. Yeah, he's nuts. Like just the as a group. Oh, I would love to see them, and they just
It's probably one of the best shows I've ever seen.
I believe it.
Yeah.
The best show or one of? Do you have the best show?
Oh man, it might be. Okay, so I like to put this one up there because all right, it's gonna sound stupid. I'm sorry. I'll take the blame for this. I'll put myself on the camera.
I was like, what is he doing? It's g-
I put the first time I saw John Mayer up there.
yeah.
I'm not sure about number one. I'll think about this, all right? Because I've seen a couple of freaking awesome ones. But this is when John Mayer was first coming out. We're talking just after 9/11. Like just like when the world started kind of coming back and things were starting to get trying to be
Mhm.
normalized. And my girlfriend at the time wanted to see John Mayer. I wasn't that interested. He came out with that song. I forget what it's called. But it's like I want to run through the halls in my high
Mhm.
school. It's like very poppy. I don't give a shit about that. To me, it was like one of those new things because I'm like you. I'm like Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd. That stuff. But she wanted to go see him, so I was like, all right, fine, let's go. And back then, since it was post 9/11, security was very tight, and this is when they first started kind of separating security lines to men and women to get searched, right? But it's a John Mayer concert. So the line for the women are like down the block. For
Of
the men
course.
was like 30 of us.
Yeah. I
So it was
believe it.
easier for us to get in. And so whatever, we're seeing the show, and this is where his opener was Maroon 5 before they were Maroon 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's like, I saw this band somewhere, and I asked them to kind of follow me for this tour. They're awesome. And I freaking fell in love with them too because I didn't know who the hell they were.
yeah.
So this is a very poppy kind of like so there's like moms. I was like 18, my girlfriend was 17, so you're talking like this kind of crowd. Um, top 10 bubblegum. And why I'm saying all this is because Maroon 5 comes out there, and I'm not sure if it was their very first song. It was one of them though. They cover Nine Inch Nails. I wanna F you like an animal.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I was like, yeah, fuck. And because you see all these moms like, cover, like, what's
Freaking out.
happening? This is not supposed to be. But I was like, oh, that's freaking badass. And then John Mayer comes on, and he's being John Mayer, and then he does his poppy stuff, the things that are on the radio right now, and then he starts being John Mayer that we know now with the guitar. I had no idea. And that was of no interest to all the girls, whatever. They're like, oh, he was like, but he was shredding like Eric Clapton, like Stevie Ray Vaughan. I was like, whoa. I was like, that's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. So from then on, he inspired me to want to learn how to play the guitar. Like
Really?
that right there. I was like, holy shit. I was like, that was freaking awesome. And I was like, maybe I can pick something up and, whatever. So that's why I put that one up there. Another one, I saw Dave Matthews Band. That was freaking awesome. I just loved that.
I'm sure. I'm sure they put on a
Um,
really great show.
And I love Jason Mraz. I know that's another one that people might be like, oh, whatever. But I saw him also when he was kind of early, before he kind of like got his top 10 hits or whatever. But one was at my university around my birthday. This is back, I want to say, 03, 04,
Mm-hmm.
because I was still in college. Um, and he wasn't that big, so it was like maybe to an audience of like 50 people.
Sure.
It was like an intimate show with Jason Mraz. Can you picture that? Like it was crazy.
Yeah, that
He
is.
he was taking requests and stuff. It was so freaking
Oh
awesome.
man.
So that was that's up
I would
there
see.
for me.
Yeah, I would put. If
you
I
know.
were you, I'd put that probably pretty
Right?
high up too. Right.
Because he's another one that inspired me. Like people that know me and that have seen me at the Tiny Stage, I played the guitar for sound checking because I like to play the guitar on the stage. But I know like a handful of songs. I think well, one of them for sure is a Jason Mraz song. I think I know two of them. The other one's like a John Mayer song. That's kind of about it. And like a Led Zeppelin song.
Yeah.
What was it? Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You. That's another one that I wanted
love
to learn
that
how to
song.
learn that riff, and
Oh.
one of the first ones I've learned. So yeah, so that those are up there, and there's another one that freaking Eddie Vedder. I saw Eddie Vedder, but just it was solo Eddie Vedder,
Mhm.
doing the album that he did for that movie Into the Wild.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
lord, that freaking thing was freaking amazing. Awesome seats. Um, oh shit, speaking of seats, Maroon 5, when they were Maroon 5, I saw them
Oh, you
like
saw them?
front row Madison Square Garden. That was
Ooh.
freaking awesome. So yeah, shit, the best one.
Excuse me.
Oh, that's a really hard one. Cause the Eddie Vedder one was special,
Yeah.
but the Jason Mraz one was like I said, it was like 50 people. It was like so freaking cool. No, I'm gonna say the System of a Down one because it was the first one. It blew my freaking mind.
Yeah.
And then from then on, I was like, I want to go to concerts now. Like, it wasn't really a thing. I kind of went with my cousin, who was really into it. I liked System of a Down, but I was like, I wasn't really into going out because I was hardcore soccer player.
Yeah.
That was where I was focused. But she invited me out. I think it was for my 18th birthday or something like that. And yeah, I was like, holy shit. And then yeah, so best concert ever. System of a Down, Jones Beach, Long Island. There you
You're
go.
set on it.
Period.
Period.
As you kids say.
Oh my goodness.
No cap.
Oh, look at this. I'm. I'm gonna let you have that.
Thanks.
Yeah. This time, just that. I think this time for sure. This
All
time.
right. So yeah. So speaking of concerts,
Yeah.
you got one on Sunday.
I have a show.
Puny Pum Pums.
I do have a show on Sunday. It's been such a journey, rewarding and challenging. I'm gonna say both. Planning and preparing for Sunday. I am very excited. Above all else, grateful. To get to do it. To get to do it this year, and I'm just, it's, I guess for me, singing, performing, it's very sacred to me, and I guess I think I spent a very long time thinking, it's not something that I plan to share with other people because of how sacred it is to me, and now that I'm at a point where, I get to share it with people and new people, like even when I came here for the first time, back in mid-October, I believe mid-October was when it was.
I think it was it for my birthday show?
Yes.
That was your first time here.
That was my first time
how
here.
special.
Yeah. And I know, oh my goodness. And and there were some people, I mean, obviously that I recognized, 'cause I mean at that point I had only been to Love Mike when it was still at Sundown, like
Well, you know what?
3 times.
Yeah, we just skipped over a whole portion of your story.
Oh, that's
I
right.
just realized.
Yeah.
My bad.
Oh, it's no big deal. We gotta-
rewind that.
Yeah.
Because you were in a rock band.
Yeah. Yes, I
so,
was.
so I guess we could kind of like sort of circle our way back.
Yeah.
'cause-
Yeah.
Because this Sunday, you kind of part of this whole process. You challenged yourself to actually form a band.
Yeah. Oh
for
goodness.
for the show, which I was like, freaking go for it. You were like, I only have what 14 days was it? You said I was like only
Yeah.
for that's a lifetime at the tiny stage
Yeah.
because
Oh goodness.
for people that know the story of the tiny stage, it was planned. But the first show here ever was planned within 48 hours. And
Yeah.
you know how if people that know me, know we do everything last minute here.
You know, we're just
So
like,
it's just the quirks of the tiny states. It's just how it operates, and you're gonna pull it off. So it's freaking awesome that you have maybe a new one, but you were in a rock band for a while.
yeah.
So after this tribute band experience,
Yes.
yeah,
So
that's where we left
bombed.
off.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And
Sorry.
no, oh no, please, it's no worries at all. It's good conversation. So yeah, so I bombed, totally bombed, whatever. And I was just that was August, and I was just kind of looking on Facebook, and everything was like, oh, we're only looking for instrumentalists, or we're looking for singers, but the singer has to be a male above the age of 25,
Oh,
and
specific.
blah blah blah. Like, and there were so many that were like that, like very specific. And I knew I was like there's some risks, like, or not necessarily risks, but more so when you're approaching someone, even if that's with over messenger or like a DM,
Right.
a direct message, where you're just, if they're like, oh well, you don't have like legitimate like performance experience, like why would we even like have you come? You know what I mean?
I know
And
exactly what you mean because you know my background in soccer. That's the same exact thing in soccer, where, um, which is why it's inspired me to start a team back when I did, was because you have the skills and you go to a team, but like, maybe you haven't had that kind of experience. The first thing they ask you is where have you played? Oh, not really anywhere. All right, get out of
right,
here.
right.
Why do I even look at you? You know what I mean?
And that's it's
Yeah.
hard, like that, you know, that
That's tough hit,
breaking
yeah.
in. It's just a lot of
But that's how you build calluses, right?
right,
Yep.
and it's
Which is very important playing the guitar.
oh, for certain. That's
Er,
why I quit playing
What a
it.
metaphor for real! You cannot play the guitar without making your fingers
Yeah.
like I can like poke needles in my on my fingers
Oh my
now
gosh.
without really feeling a whole lot because I've. But in the beginning, shit, that hurt so bad. You know, I'm
I-
like, how the
yeah,
hell
I
can
believe
anybody
it.
play this thing? I'm like, how do you slide your fingers like that without like cutting it? Like you know. But now I know.
Yeah, now you know.
Yeah.
You just like
And
that's
knows,
just
and knows
part of
half
it.
the battle.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, I think it's just a lot of no's.
Yep.
You get a lot of no's thrown at you. You're just hey, 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 you know, and you're just like no.
Mhm.
And that's fine. You know, that's it was understandable. You know, I didn't have anything like beyond. Oh, here's me in my living room.
Right.
You know, and finally I found the a post for a Facebook post, and it was literally there's DFW musicians
Mhm.
communities on Facebook, whatever, and they were like, we're looking for a singer, for our we're like a 5-piece at the time 5-piece rock band. They're like, we're looking for a singer. They're like, these are the songs that we sing, and they're like, but we're all the way in like South Fort Worth, and so I was like, let me hit them up. So I hit them up, and they were like, and I think it was like a few days or so had passed from when the post was to when I DM'd the the person who posted it, and he said no.
One more
I
no.
asked him, I was like, yeah. I asked him if I could come audition. He said no. But it was because I guess in between there was some time, and he had hired, or not. They hadn't hired somebody else. What had happened was they were like, we're only auditioning one person at a time,
Mhm.
and so they were like, we already have a person in mind, so we don't want to have another person come until we're like, okay, this it's not going to work with this
Right.
person. It's not going to be a good fit with that person. And so I was like, all right, another no, what are you going to do? And I was like, I'm just going to I think at that point I was like, I'm going to take a step back, because July 2024, last I'd done stand up, and I was looking for music, and it had been like in between all of that, and it had been a few months, and I was just not coming up off of anything, and then obviously I didn't get the tribute band. Obviously,
Hmm.
didn't get it, and so I was just like whatever. And then a couple weeks later, he hit me back up, and he was like, you know what? Actually, you can come audition.
Nice.
So he was like, pick some songs. He was like, do you have anything at all that you can send me? And I told him, I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, I don't have like performance experience. I was like, I've been singing, and I was like, and rock music is my favorite genre to sing, and I think I can perform now. Like, I think I could be in front of people, and not like perform like just like, oh, like a one off, but like over time, like,
Right.
and consistently, and go through. And I'm like, I think I'm ready to go through that,
Yeah.
like what it takes to w- become a performer,
Right.
and a singer in a way that you you can't become from your bedroom,
Right.
or from your car, or from the shower,
Yeah.
you know? And so, I I picked a handful of songs, showed up, and it was all the way in South Fort Worth. And I asked my best friend, my roommate, if it was worth it. It was an hour 47-minute drive from my house. I live in
Wowie.
Plano.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Should have flew over
right,
there.
and my friend was just like, screw it, just do it.
Yep.
Why not? And I was like, all right. And I drove, and I got stuck in traffic. I ended up being late to the audition, actually. And I was like messaging
Called
the guy
an
on
entrance, right?
Facebook. I was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, I promise I'm almost there. I was like, I'm stuck on 820. I was like, and horrible highway, by the way.
Yeah, people know from forward know what they were like, yeah, we know. Don't
They
worry.
they know.
Yeah.
They know. It's the worst.
It's the worst.
And
Worst.
I never knew, because I grew up in
You
Dallas.
could literally park your car in the middle of the highway, get some
Ye-
food, come back, and
Yeah,
still
you're still
nothing
stuck on
moved.
820. Worst. Hate it. Um, um, so it ended up being a little bit late to the audition, and I show up, and it's just they practice out of the drummer's house, and they like out of a room in the drummer's house, and I walk in. It's five people, another singer, lead guitarist, rhythm guitarist, bass guitarist, drums, and the one of the first things they were like, they were like, why did you come by yourself?
That's funny.
And especially because they knew how long the drive was for me too. I told them,
Okay.
I was like, I live in Plano. I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I was like, I still want to come regardless. I was like, because the difference between the '90s tribute, and this was, these were the songs that like I grew up, like the rock songs specifically that I grew up on,
Right.
that I loved, the ones that I was already singing in my room since I was like, I didn't really get into rock music until I was like 11, 12, 13. But nonetheless, and it still had been a decade at that point. And so it was just, exactly what, I wanted. And there was some pop songs that they like you know, did,
Yeah.
to be
Nice.
rock. So I showed up there. I sang. I can't. I'm gonna forget one or two. I know all the songs I sang over time,
Yeah.
but I can't remember all of the exact ones I auditioned with. I do know for certain I auditioned with. They did a hard rock version of Poker Face by Lady Gaga.
Oh, cool.
I auditioned with that. If I'm not mistaken, I auditioned with Zombie by the Cranberries, which
Nice. Yep.
I just sang the other night.
Yep.
So, and I believe I auditioned with Welcome to the Jungle by
Hoo-hoo.
Guns N'
I gotta
Roses.
see that one.
I'd love to show it to you. That was a song. Man, I think I think there are high notes I'll never be able to hit again because
Oh, we gotta
the
get
learning
Tanner Philpott.
the learning curve the learning curve of where I was singing improperly for a little bit, trying to learn how to sing Welcome to the Jungle
Yeah.
until I figured out how to not like how to sing it and how to sing it like me, and then how to do it live, you know, 'cause
And controlled, right? So you don't blow out your voice and all
right.
that, right?
And that there was a bit of a learning curve. I'll
Yeah.
be so honest.
Can
I'm
imagine. Shit.
not afraid to admit that.
It's
Um
a tough song.
tough song. Uh um went over very well in the audition though, which I was grateful for. And what's funny is when I Hotel California also.
Oh, nice.
Um
Like a rock version or like the actual?
the actual
Nice.
as the Eagles did it with the
Nice.
the lead guitarist at the time in that band, I kid you not, I think to this day is one of the most unbelievable lead guitarists I've ever met in my life. Um he was the type of person like every like shredder's dream,
Yeah.
he could play it. He could play it, or he could learn how to in a decent, not a horrible amount of time. And he was,
He's
you
still
know,
around or?
I haven't talked to him in a while, to be honest with you. But I'm sure, I am 110% certain he is still shredding around Fort Worth. Just, I don't know with who. 'Cause he doesn't use, like, social media or anything. He's just like, he pops up. I think he just pops up and people meet him, and that's how they find him. And he had, like, a social media presence for a little when we were both in that band together. But I think after he left, I think, you know, got rid of him. But anyhow,
If you're watching, come by Sunday. Let's talk
Wherever-
reunion over here.
wherever he is.
Reunion.
seriously, one of unbelievable. He could play. I'm convinced in my mind, even though I haven't talked to him in a long time. Like if you could throw any rock song at him and he could do it.
Nice.
And I remember towards the end of my time in the band, and towards the end of his time in the
So
band
they
too.
said yes. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had like he had a 12 string
Yeah.
and everything.
Oh, shit,
Like
wow.
He's nuts guitars. Yeah, they said so. I did this handful of songs. I go home, the drummer walks me out, and they're like, the drummer's like, you can think it over if you want, but he's like, it's yours.
Nice. Oh, that must have felt so good
It
after all the
did.
freaking no's.
Oh yeah, he was
And
like,
driving an hour and a half for like possibly for no or
Yeah.
2 hours.
yeah,
Right.
you got the round
Yeah.
trip. My goodness.
Yeah.
And 'cause that was just hours 47 one way, you know, and hour 50 really. And he was like, it's yours.
Nice.
He's like, but if you want to think about it, he's like, think about it. I was like, I'm gonna think about it. But and I was like, I was like, if you guys need more time too, like, it's okay. Like, you know, he was like, and this was just the drummer, but 'cause the rest of them were kind of like, oh, like, we'll get back to you and whatever.
Right.
And he was like, they're not. He was like, they don't mean that. They're like,
Yeah.
they were like, they're like, it's your spot. And I was like, all right. I was like, well, let me think about it. Let's sleep on it so that all parties are sure.
Right.
You know, 'cause that was 5 people I
That's
just
smart. Yeah.
just auditioned for. Not just, you know, the drummer, just, you know, it was his house, but I just auditioned for 5 people.
That's takes a lot of courage too to be like, you know what, like, 'cause most people would probably jump at it 'cause like,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't drive all this way for no reason.
Awesome.
But you're like making a really like sound decision, so you know,
yeah,
and like on both sides, so yeah.
yeah, and I kid you not, I went home. I drove home. On the way home, got a flat tire.
Oh, jeez, wow.
Of course, it was like
Was that an omen, you think, or no?
hard to say, right? Maybe a little bit.
Because
though.
you know the whole
Yeah.
story. I know.
Yeah, right, right. And so I was there late, you know, and so by the time I got the flat tire, this was,
Oofa.
God, it was midnight.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And I didn't tell my parents that I drove 2 hours damn
Oh.
near to go audition for a rock band.
Mm-hmm.
I did not tell them that. Obviously, I didn't tell them that. And um and so ended up getting a spare tire at a tire shop that was open till 2 in the morning off of Harry Hines.
Shout out to Harry Hines.
Shout out to Harry Hines.
Never closed.
I've always Dallas, I love you. 214, I love you.
Ay, ay, ay.
Miraculously got a tire. Didn't get home. 1 in the morning, almost 2.
Mm.
And I was like, you know what? And I messaged the band. I told them what happened after I got home. I said, I got a flat tire. 'Cause they were like, did you get home? Did you get home? And it was so late. I was like, I did. And I told them, I was like, I want it.
Nice.
I was like, after all that.
It
I
took
was like,
yeah, right?
I was like, 'cause to me,
Oh,
after
how rock and roll.
after, 'cause to me, after all that, it's sort of what I, like what I explained to you earlier, where I was like, that all of that happened, and all I could think about was I just sang Guns N' Roses and the Eagles, and you know what I mean, and
Yeah.
like Pat Benatar and blah blah, whoever in front of you, and you guys want me to come keep doing that. I was like, that's all I've ever wanted.
Yeah.
I was like, I just my life dream had like just came true, and yeah, I got a flat tire. I had to pay like $100 something bucks, whatever, for a tire,
No, but you
and
just said it like.
and
like
I didn't
yeah.
care,
Yeah.
and I was, I didn't care at all.
Versus comedy, where it's the reverse.
It
Like
was the reverse.
you're
I was like-
miserable
I
the
was
whole
miser-
time. Yeah.
Although I love writing, I love stand up, I love, comedy. It's not, it's
But this.
it's not as unconditional.
But in this case, actual shit happened, but you're like, oh, whatever. I was
Yeah.
able to sing, like,
I was able to,
and they
and-
want me,
and
yeah.
I drove 2 hours, and I didn't care.
Yeah. That's
2
awesome.
hours one way, and I didn't care at all. And so I remember I was just like, whatever, let's just,
Yeah.
what's the worst that could happen?
So what was the name of this band?
They still play. They're still active in Fort Worth area. Dirty Drive.
Dirty Drive. What
Dirty
a cool
Drive.
name.
Yeah, I think it was actually named by that guitarist. That former, he's not with them anymore. The one I brought up a few minutes ago. I believe he named it. If I'm
All right, nice.
not
we gotta look
mistaken.
them up.
yeah,
Dirty Drive.
so they still
Come
are
to the
active.
tiny stage.
They are still active in the Fort Worth area. I it's what's funny is the guy who hired me, ultimately the rhythm guitarist,
Mhm.
is the guy who kind of handled all business matters.
Yep.
Shout out Russ. He knew that I had no professional experience, 'cause they were a professional cover band.
Yeah.
So they were getting paid for their shows and stuff, and half of 'em had been gigging for 20 years. I hope. I mean, that same rhythm guitarist who hired me had toured with other bands before, multiple bands.
Oh wow.
Like, I think some like known ones too. If I'm not mistaken, I'd have to like do dig again, 'cause I don't want to I don't want to like misinform. Yeah, and every week, between once a week normally, if it was a show week, 2 to 3 times a week, I would make an hour and a half drive each way for 10 months straight. For the practices, for rehearsals, for shows. Each practice was 3 hours long. So it was,
The whole day, huh?
yeah, I'd wake up, I'd go to work, 8:30, 5.
Get like a hotel, kind of stay overnight.
No.
You didn't want to do the drive or something.
No, there was no, that was never I was so in love, and so, it was all I ever wanted. And so I wanted to, every day, every practice, every piece of it, to show that I really had such a deep gratitude for what I was doing, are getting to do. So I would get up in the morning, go to work 8:30, 5. Because I live in Plano and I worked in Dallas, there was no time to go home. So I'd bring enough food, enough water, change of clothes every Wednesday, and if it was a show week, every Monday and Wednesday, and drive from Dallas to Fort Worth to the drummer's house. So that was an hour and a half. So leave work at 5, get there 6:30, 6:40, change, and I would warm up during the car ride, practice whatever songs, lyrics I needed to learn, and cues and blah blah blah, and talking points, what have you. And my first show, circling back, this is a very poetic thing actually. Whenever I got my first stand-up, the contest, I had 9 days to write, rehearse, memorize, and perform. When I joined the band, I had 9 days
No way.
to learn, to lead only. At the time, they gave me 9 songs out of a 35, 36 song set list to lead on, and then the other ones to do as much backing as I could learn in 9 days.
Okay, so when did you get the 9-9 tattoo?
I know,
Right?
it's a matter of time.
Yeah.
And it's funny 'cause
Or just
it is my favorite.
need
It's
one
my
more number
favorite
9.
number too, actually.
Is it?
It is,
Nice.
which is really funny. I think it's 'cause I'm a September baby, 9th
Mm.
month of the year. And so 9 days, I thought it was very poetic.
Yeah.
So that audition was September 25th of last year. And they, like I said, they gave it to me. I joined September 26th,
Yeah.
the next day.
Yeah.
Midnight hit. I got the flat tire. I went home. I said, I want it. Please, let me
Yeah.
let me do it. And first show was in 9 days at a saloon in Azle, Lynn's Saloon. It still exists.
Yep.
We played there multiple times. Good. There was quite a few. I felt like I made decent money there too. It was
Nice.
really interesting.
Shit, to make any doing that is freaking amazing.
Got there. and
Honestly.
3-hour show. Did a whole lot of backing vocals.
Yeah.
So it was like we would do 3 sets. Set 1, like an hour. Break, like 10, 15, whatever minute.
Mm-hmm.
Come back, another hour. Break, 15. Same. Set 3, last set. Get off. So I went from singing in my bedroom
Yep.
to 3-hour shows
And getting paid.
and getting
I
paid.
mean, that's big.
And I
A
was
lot of
like,
people do gigs, but some days don't get paid, you know.
and I was like, I have to get in shape. I was like, I have to be like, you know what I mean? It became
You got to protect your instrument.
my life.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to add the fact that I'm driving an hour and a half each way for anything that I'm doing with them
Right.
too. And it was a big learning curve. It was like that 9 days, like I was like really like, I have videos from that first show. I'm like this, like I'm like singing my songs.
No way.
Yeah, I'm like
That's impossible.
like I'm like doing a little bit, like a 2-step, like a little bit,
Yeah.
like, you know, as I'm like feeling it a little, but I'm, you know, I'm like wearing like black ripped jeans and you know, red belt. I'm trying to
Right.
take a black tank top and trying to like fit in and the best that I can. And I sang did backing vocals on 24 songs, literally.
Ooh.
As many as I could, and there were a lot that like I had never heard before, 'cause yeah, we were doing like rock, but there's so much ground, you know, that I didn't think about. Like I had never listened to like there were like particular songs like Cheap Trick. I never listened to Cheap Trick, man. I was like, I was like, the Surrender.
Blitzkrieg Bop,
We
right?
played Surrender.
Oh, okay. Surrender. Yeah.
Yeah.
Surrender.
Yeah.
Surrender.
And I was like, I never heard that song in my life.
Yeah.
We played like Cumbersome by
Yeah.
and like there was like little stuff I'd never heard of like Possum Kingdom, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. I was like, what, you know? But there was like stuff, you know, the stuff that I loved, I really loved, you know. So some of the songs that I sang that that first night, and they remained my songs, and then I just got more responsibility as you know, kept showing up
Yeah.
and kept working, and you know, I started off with 9, and then over time our set list would like grow. We still were like roughly we're doing like 40 songs, and then towards the end of that, you know, how's that?
Oh no, we're good.
Oh,
We're good.
we are.
I'm just playing with the light real quick.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought you were gesturing towards the.
Oh no.
I was like, oh goodness. I was like, oh no.
Oh no. I'll make it known.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
If we do, I'm sure we're good though.
Okay, cool, cool. And so that yeah, so by the time I was done, you know, like I'd left the band, the other singer and I, we were leading and backing on the same amount of songs, pretty much.
Yeah.
Give or take 1 or 2, right? So she would lead 20, I would be backing on those 20. I would lead another 20, she would back on my 20. You know, so it is a marathon regardless, and we both had really like we both had different strengths as vocalists, and so it was really fun to work with her, and I think she gave me a lot of confidence too, 'cause she was the only other woman in the band. You know, it was all
okay.
men except for her, and everybody in the band was most of them were several years my senior. The closest in age was to me was still like 7 or 8 years older than me. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
You know, and so, and she was the only other. This other singer was the only other woman, and so she taught me a lot. And we would, you know, be like, "Oh, this song suits your voice. This song suits my voice. Like whatever." And so that first night, you know, 9 days, I came and I did "Welcome to the Jungle." You Shook Me All Night Long by AC/DC.
Nice.
What's Up by the Four Non Blondes. Poker Face by Lady Gaga. I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett and the Black Hearts.
Nice.
Hotel California by the Eagles. And a mystery one and 2 that are gonna come back to me later.
Yeah.
Zombie by the Cranberries.
Right.
And there's another one. It'll come back to me.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you understand. 3-hour show, did it in a saloon in Azle, and at the time of my life, and it changed my life. It changed. I knew. I was like, I'm never gonna stop performing now, you know. 'Cause stand up, I was like, I could leave stand up, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, and I haven't done stand up since April of this year. It's been a while.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, whatever, you know. But
It's
it
like
took
a
that
person
one.
you're fine breaking up with. You're like, yeah, all right,
you
this
know,
is,
and then
I'm good.
yeah, right. And then that one show in Azle.
Ooh, that one show in Angel. That's the title of your documentary.
Right. Yeah, that's it. That
one
was it
show in
with
Angel.
Dirty Drive.
With Dirty Drive.
Yep. October 4th, 2024.
So how long were you riding on that Dirty Drive, so to speak?
So do you
Basically,
mean
how long were you with the band?
I was with
Yeah.
them from September of last year until July of this year.
Okay.
Almost a year. A couple months or so under a year.
An amicable departure? Or
Yeah, you know, I just
we can get controversial. It's cool.
um
Let's have our Oprah moment.
we there was something that was we used Facebook to promote our stuff and
Mm-hmm.
what have you, and there was something that was a comment on a random post with the band's Facebook
Mm-hmm.
that was insensitive.
From the band or from like a fan or something?
No, it was the band's Facebook account.
Okay. Oh, like okay, like representative of the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was a very insensitive comment. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to confront it, but I did. And when I confronted the comment, I was told that, I guess basically it that nobody in the band was responsible for it. Um, and I was like, okay. But it wasn't, for me, it wasn't about culpability or placing blame or being like, it was just, I think, more about how the particular comment made me feel. Um, because unfortunately, it was an attack, not on me directly, but on
On your sensibilities.
on y- really on black people. That's what it was.
Okay, all right.
It was an attack on black people.
Oh,
I don't know. There's no point of being coy.
yeah, yeah.
And I was told that nobody said it.
But it's on their Facebook.
It was yeah, and I didn't, you know, I think, like I said, it wasn't about culpability. Like I said, we were actually at that time a 7-piece band.
Oh, nice.
Towards the end, we became a 7-piece, and so for me, I was like, I'm not pointing fingers at 6 people some that I've only had been playing with for a few months because we had some changes, and then some that I'd been playing with for close to a year, that I've known to close to a year. And so I was like, it's not about that. I was like, unfortunately, I didn't know at the time that, that like, you see something and you see a name associated with a comment or what have you, and you have no choice but to be like, okay, that's kind of shocking. Like when you see somebody or something in a totally different way
Oh, yeah.
for the first time,
Oh, shit.
and for
Don't get me
for the worst.
I'm not going to say shit on here.
Unfortunately, right. And so I was so floored and I was so shocked that it tarnished my experience,
I'm sorry to end it that way.
that I had built. And I'm not on bad terms with any member of that band to this day.
No.
They actually still support my stuff. Like,
Good.
they see my and I still follow them on social media too. And I still have their phone numbers, and I'm sure they still have mine. We don't necessarily each talk to each other, but we'll like each other's stuff, like things like that. And but yeah, it tarnished the experience, and so I told them we were coming up off of so many shows.
Yeah.
And I was coming up off of after the new year was a crazy adjustment period for the band. The one I had, like, the other singer had surgery done, and we'd taken like a hiatus, like for a couple months, and I was the only singer practicing for a couple months, and then a little after that, I got like, are you familiar with postnasal drip? Do you know what that is?
I've heard the term.
It's like,
I couldn't quote on live right now and sound smart.
it's like, it's gonna be a little gross. I'm sorry.
Sure, go for it.
It's like your sinuses, like, they get so backed up, like, whatever, and it's like it drips into your, like,
Oh,
throat.
okay.
And so I ended up getting sick really badly around the time that the other singer was recovering from her surgery, and we took a 2-month hiatus. So the rhythm guitarist booked several shows.
Yeah.
Several. Like, it was like 2 shows couple shows in March, a show in March, couple shows in April, 3 shows in May, a couple in June. We were busy coming up, and it got so bad, it messed up. It was starting to mess with my ability. I couldn't sing without being in pain.
Right.
That's what it progressed to. And I got so worried that I had it got so bad. I got worried that I permanently was damaged my vocal cords,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to an ENT and paid to get my vocal cords checked because I was so worried. And they were like, "No, girl." They were like, "You just need to drain your sinuses like a madman for like several weeks."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Thank God." I was like, because in my mind, and we're getting paid, and they were just like, it was just like we had all these shows and 3-hour shows. There's no cop out. There's no,
Mm-hmm.
and we're singing rock, and I'm singing AC/DC and Guns N' Roses and Led Zeppelin and Ozzy and Pat Benatar, and there's no cop out. There's
Mm-hmm.
no, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's no cop out for that. And I was in pain, and I had to sing in pain
Mm-hmm.
for several shows and several practices. And I didn't, that was like April through the end of June. And thank God, finally, I mean, I started steaming my vocal cords. I was drinking tea.
Sounds rough. That's like 90 days.
It was unbelievable. The end of June was when finally, like mid-June, end of June, I was coming back finally after almost 2 months of singing in pain
No.
every day, to the point where I only sang when I was at practice and when I had a show. I never sang anymore at home. My favorite thing in the world now, I was no longer doing to preserve it for when I had to do it on stage and at
Imagine.
practice. And so the relationship changes, right? You're like, and it's still like, I mean, it still was my favorite thing in the world, but it was getting taken away from me in a way, because I was like, I don't want to lose the ability to do it forever, you know, for the very first band that I'm in.
Right.
After I had been singing at home by my, like, for 15 years, you know? So I finally come back off of that. I'm finally, like, able to sing the songs again. And then I find that Facebook comment.
Yeah. Another flat tire.
Yeah, another flat tire. Yeah, it's Omen, like you said. And so finally, I work up the courage to, I was like, to quit. It took me a month and a half.
Hmm.
I was like, I don't want to walk away from this at all. And after everything, like,
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I can't even tell you. Even like surface level, like things like how many miles I put on my car.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
That alone.
Shoot.
We were playing in
We could probably do
we're
the
playing in
math for them.
Azle. We're playing in downtown Fort Worth. We were playing in
Yeah.
Keller. We were playing in Grapevine.
Yeah.
We were playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was just like,
That's
you
a
know,
good, like, 30, 40 miles each way. Times,
at
like,
least,
times 100 or whatever.
at least, and you have to add,
Yeah.
okay, 3-hour show, setup,
Mhm.
sound check,
Everything,
networking,
yeah.
connecting, breaks in between the sets,
Yeah.
post show, load up, blah blah blah. I mean, I'm a singer. I don't do that load up mess, but you know.
That's right, yeah, yeah. Diva.
um, um, oh goodness. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And so we just yeah, I left in July after, and I was like, we had shows coming up. My plan was to finish, to not make any further moves until the year was done, because we had shows booked through December.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I left in July, and after all of that, the Facebook thing, the me thinking for a little while that I was not going to be able to sing at the capacity that I used to ever again, and all of that, and it changed my, like, I had to, like, take a break.
Yeah.
It was and during that time, actually, there was a day before I quit, 3 weeks before I quit. I went to. I was like, you know what? I was like, and I knew about this already, so I was already. Oh, I was already. I'm like getting like so.
You're getting relaxed. That's
I'm
good.
like
It's okay.
relaxing.
Yeah.
I'm like slouching too. I'm like, girl, fix your posture.
No, it's because you got to hear
I
you
know, I
on
know,
the
I know, I
mic. You
know.
know.
I'm like, at least take it
Radio
with me
stuff,
if I'm gonna slouch, like bring it. Yeah, and so yeah, I during that time, like 3 weeks or so before, like I knew about the post, but I hadn't said anything about it really.
Mhm.
Um, I was like, maybe I should just take a day and get to know Dallas music scene. Like finally, I was like, I live here.
Yeah.
Like maybe I should just,
Oh, how cool.
And so that same Facebook community, DFW,
Yep.
lo and behold, was
That's how we got
the
some
one
of our first people too.
the one and only Liz Michael at the Freeman. Um, posted about an open mic on a particular Monday night, and it was the same day. The same day, I was like thinking about I was like, let me try to find something,
How cool.
and it was the same day, and I went, and I was like hesitant about going, and then my friend was like, let's do it, and I was like, all right. I was like, yeah, I should. I was like, I should, and I went and changed my life. Love the Freeman.
Yeah, one of the for those of you at home who don't know, it's a really popular open mic on Monday nights, super late in Deep Ellum at the
Yeah,
Freeman
10 to 2.
Cajun Grill, right?
Cajun, yeah,
Something
Cajun
like
bar, and
Cajun Bar
the
and
kitchen
Grill.
stays open late too.
Yeah, that's like about 2 a.m. Yeah. And you were there last night, right?
I was there last night.
If I would have known that was where you first started, like your solo kind of
Like
era,
in Dallas, yeah,
I would have freaking made the effort more. I tried and I didn't find parking that I was like interested in. I was
Yeah.
not gonna pay for it, and I was like, it was late. I had to work in the morning. So I was like, I'm
that's
outta
fair
here,
though. That's fair.
After the love mic thing,
Yeah,
you know?
no, totally fair. No
Yeah.
worries at all. And
That's so cool though.
yeah, and so I went on a random night in the end of June, and I sang. I just pulled a song that I used to sing with the band, "What's Up" by the Four Non Blondes. And people were so warm and receptive of my interpretation of that song with the that wonderful
The
band.
house band, yeah, they're awesome.
That
band.
wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful house band. And it was, and people just started talking to me, and I just started talking to people, and and just kept talking to people, and then talking to Liz and the host herself, and she was like, go sing another one.
Yes.
Why not? At the end of the night. And there's a
I can almost hear her
guy.
saying it too.
do you know Moses?
No.
He just
Can't say I do.
I have to maybe show you like a picture of him or something. He's
Maybe. Yeah, you know I'm horrible with names.
yeah. But he does like spoken word, like rap, like out in Dallas.
Oh,
Like he's
okay.
big in, like he was really involved with the
I
block
might have seen him.
party, like the planning of the block party, and all
I
of
might
that.
have seen him.
I think you definitely know his face. I
Yeah.
I'm very certain you do. 'Cause I remember I was talking to, maybe I was talking to like Jana, and she was like, "Oh, remind me who Moses is," and then we bumped into him like at the block party 'cause I ended up hanging out with Jana and all that.
Oh, at the open mic?
Well, yes, I did see him. That's where I met this guy.
Because maybe
I'm saying-
I might have met him there too.
Oh.
Because Jenna introduced me. Maybe I think.
Oh,
possibly,
maybe. I have no. I'm not certain if he had popped by there. I saw him somewhere else on the street. But we're actually from the same. So I'm East African. I'm Eritrean. Eritrea is right above Ethiopia,
Okay.
Northeast Africa. For people who don't know, my parents and my older sister actually were all born there and came to Texas. My dad in '89, my mom and my older sister in 2000, and then I was born here in Dallas. Yeah, so he's also Eritrean, so shout out to Moses. him and my dad actually knew each other. That was interesting to
No
find
way.
out. Yeah.
We're small.
He was
world.
like, I know your dad. I was like, of course you do. And and so yeah, so he does like spoken word, and he was like, just come on stage with me, and that my first night there, and I just was like, I'll keep coming. I was like, I don't really know. I was like, this was me trying to figure out Dallas or introduce myself to Dallas, and this is probably one of the greatest introductions I could have asked
Yeah,
for, really.
For sure.
And so I just kept coming back week by week after I'd, up even through like I'd quitting the band,
Mhm.
'cause so there was like I showed up, and then it was like 2.5 weeks later I quit the band, and I was showing up, and the day after I quit the band, I went on vacation to Costa Rica,
Mhm.
um, with my, 'cause you could tell I was really dragging my feet
Mm.
to quit. And so finally I was like, and they knew I was going on this vacation. We didn't have any shows coming up or anything. And so finally I was just like, I'm just going to
Felt
do it before
good
this
time.
vacation.
Yep.
Yeah. And so I quit, and then I came back. I went on vacation through the weekend, came back Sunday at the end of July. The next Monday, the next night, I went back to the Freeman, and they do the featured artist,
Mhm.
30 minutes every month, and they like first Monday of the month, right before the open mic,
Mhm.
and I won
Oh,
right
nice.
after I came back from that vacation after
Wow.
quitting the band. And I was like, that's crazy, 'cause I'd only been going to Freeman for it's a random drawing,
Yeah.
it's just chance, and I'd only been going to the Freeman for a month,
Wow.
and it felt very poetic to me. I think the universe knew, 'cause I was really sad after.
The whole story up to now, it seems like you had a lot of these kind of.
Yeah, and
It's been sort of guided a little bit.
yeah, and
You
so
know.
and I was just like so grateful for that 30 minutes. They told me, it's the drawing, so I was like, okay,
I wonder if that's the first place I saw you, because I'm trying to remember back the first place I saw you perform.
mm-hmm.
Because the first time I saw you, I was like, whoa. I was like, who's this? And it might have been at the Freeman, because I used to go there a little more often after the Love Mic,
Yeah.
especially when the weather was better. But yeah, I don't remember but yeah, I'm saying
Yeah,
it's
pretty much most of my
it's very
most of the
possible.
summer I was
It's very possible
there
that's the first place I
on
saw you.
Mondays. Yeah, and they were like, "All right, the show's in a week. You have 30 minutes." I was like, "This is and I was like, "Okay." They were like, and I texted the band, and I was like, "These are the songs I want to do," and I was like, "I think we can make 5 songs work in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't see why not." And
You've had to do more in less time.
right, and that show was, I didn't sleep. I stayed up like a week straight. I was
Oh
like, I
yeah.
needs to be as and mind you, the band just throws it together on their own.
Oh
we're
yeah.
not we're not meeting.
It's improv. Yeah.
We're improvising.
Yeah.
At some point in every song, everybody is improvising to a degree,
Mm-hmm.
me included, right? So all I can do is really like learn lyrics and make sure my vocals are on point and I'm in shape and blah blah blah.
Right.
Stuff like that. And mind you, I mean, I had only been out of the band for like a couple weeks. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it happened pretty quick. It
Yeah.
wasn't like I went on vacation for 5 days, came back. They're like, you have
Boom.
a 30-minute show
At the Freeman.
by yourself at the Freeman
That's
of
like
all
a
places,
pretty legendary place.
where
Yeah.
like the freaking most talented people in the world go perform.
Right.
Clearly, and so I was,
Clearly.
clearly, like not like 'cause you go like that band, like even just Liz, like the people who are just regulars, like in my mind, like I walk in there and it's like I told you about imposter syndrome on social media.
Mhm.
Freeman, oh Lord, I think it's like those, and I do not categorize myself with the singers that sing at the Freeman regularly. They some of them, a lot of them, if not all of them, those are just, I'm like floored. Like I've cried.
Oh yeah.
I've you know what I mean? I've screamed. You know what I mean? Like, and that band, like to me, it's just, I think, I put that place on a pedestal, but I think it
Oh, for
deserves,
sure.
it belongs on it.
I'm sure since you played there a lot, I'm sure you've run into Carson Lewis, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
yeah,
you would love him. He same kind of bluesy guitar.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think we,
he's one of my
I think
favorite
we've
DFW artists.
connected. I think I don't know for certain. I've got to double check that. I think we've connected though. I'm pretty certain we have.
Yeah, he's a pretty regular over there.
But yeah, yeah, and so I put that place on a pedestal, because especially for that 30-minute set in August, I was like, so I, because that was really my entrance into, in a some sense, like something that was a little bit more tangible than an open mic was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Sure,
mean?
absolutely. Yeah.
And so, and I did 5 songs, and it was beautiful, and it was a lot of it I improvised. I was like, oh
Nice.
my god, I didn't even
That's so
know.
cool.
And I think that's another thing I love about that too. I think it's how can I think on my feet, you know,
Yeah.
today. Um I think most open mics I feel that way. Not just there,
Yeah.
like I could come, like I came here and I was like, it's time to, I was like, and or Sundown or
Yeah.
Cantera.
So what brought you to the Sundown for the Love Mic? Because
Word
I'm
of
for
mouth
sure I
at
saw
that
you there.
point.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
word of mouth at that point.
Yeah.
I had been going to the Freeman so much that I was just meeting people.
Yeah, 'cause that's our kind of after party for the
Yeah,
Love Mic at the
I was
Freeman
just meeting
usually.
so many people who would came from
Right.
Sundown. And they're like, "Have you been?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't." I'm like, because I was at because that show, that 30-minute set, like that, and coming to the Freeman, that was, it was all in a matter of weeks, a couple months, and like whatever. And I was in a very vulnerable place with performing and
Right.
music because of all that that had happened in
Yeah.
quarter one and of this year.
Right.
It feels like a lifetime ago, and it was this year.
Yeah.
The like the sick, like being sick, and
The roller coaster.
the,
Yeah.
all of that. It was this year. Um, and so I was like trying to ease into getting to know Dallas, 'cause I was like, well, what if I join another band and the same thing happens?
Yeah. Yeah. That's natural.
What if I get back on stage consistently and I'm singing rock music again consistently, and what if I do actually damage my voice? And there were so many, like for me, I was like in a spot where I was like, all I want to perform. That's all I want to do now, because I've been exposed to it for so long and I love it. But at the same time, I was like, this singing is and was like the most sacred thing to me. And I shared it, and now I'm hurt. And now I don't want to share it anymore. Now I wanted to, retreat
You had your heart broken. Yeah.
and go back to singing in my room,
Yeah.
because I was like, at the end of the day, as much as I loved performing over that, and growing and learning how to perform, because trust me, it was a learning curve. The things that, I can do, like on an open mic, like at Cantera, like here, took me months to get the confidence to like move around on stage.
Oh wow.
To like, it
Could
took
never
me
tell.
forever. Like my beginning videos, I'm not afraid to, and I'm not afraid to show them to people either.
Yeah.
I was a little timid. It took me a while, and so yeah, and I put myself out there and I worked really hard, and I was like, I was like, but I was like, you know what, at the end of the day, I was like, I still love to sing. That will never change
No.
through it all. So I was like, why don't I just go back to singing in my room? Because I'm going to be just as fulfilled as long as I sing either way. 'Cause I mean, I had been singing my whole life, and I wasn't performing. My family and my friends knew that I was singing, like in the car and like
Right.
whatever, but like I wasn't performing, and I didn't care. because I was like, as long as I get to sing. And so I was like, I could just go back to that life. No, you can't.
Mm-mm. You got the bug.
That's naive. It was a naive line of thought.
Yeah.
You can't go back.
Yeah.
So I keep going back to the Freeman. I keep meeting people. People came from Sundown. People came from wherever. Before you know it, I'm at Sundown too. I'm at
The
Love
Love
Mike
Mike. The
first
Love
time.
Mike. We're not the Sundown anymore.
Not
Yeah.
Sundown.
For those of
It's
you
at
at
Sundown.
home who don't know what the
It
Love
got
Mike
it
is.
moved.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. The
Correct me,
Love
please.
Mike is,
Always correct me.
No, it's okay. We have to fact check sometimes.
Yes, please.
Not fact check, but
Uh,
the Love Mic is, I say the world famous Love Mic because why not? But it's a really, really popular open mic in Dallas where I like to tell people if you want to get a good snapshot of the local artists around, all kind of genres, even poets, comedians too, you go to the Love Mic. It's so popular that you only have time for one song. But you meet, the networking is crazy, even in one night. So I'm sure that happened to you. As soon as somebody saw you, they were like, "Who the hell?" And then everybody started asking for your tag and this and that, or
Yes.
like, "Join my band," and things like that. Yeah. So
and
that's probably where I started bothering you about, hey, come do a show.
yeah, and that's quite literally exactly what happened. The first time I went to Love Mike was in September, mid, if I'm not mistaken, mid-September.
I bet you I have pictures somewhere on my phone of it too.
Yeah, no, I'm relative. I'm very certain it was
Okay.
mid-September was the first time I went, because I remember because I sang Misery Business,
Hmm.
and it was totally like a different. When I was performing in the band, we were performing like it was like a lot of we were performing for older crowds, different demographic than I was used to. I wasn't performing for anybody my age at all. So this was kind of the first time I was really exposed to other artists my age, and I was like, this is so cool, And I was
Right.
like, this is something I never got to experience in the band, and it's hard to maintain. You can't really maintain Fort Worth community if you don't live in Fort Worth,
Right.
And so, and there were people that, of course, I recognized from the Freeman
Hmm.
at, Love Mike for the first time. Like I knew them from there,
Right.
and I was like, that's crazy. I was like, I recognize me, and then there were people that recognized me. I was like, that's
Yeah.
weird, like good, like great, like wonderful, but like
Yeah.
it was weird to me. It was a shock,
Hmm.
and I wasn't used to, like I had a totally different. My exposure to music so far was completely different, and um and so it was like so much community just like off the cuff and what's your socials and
Hmm. Yep. Yep.
it was just not something I was used to, and I mean I loved it. How can't you,
Right.
and it's just been like, to me it in a way it's been like full send since then, no kidding. I think since the first time I went to Love Mike, it's been
Yeah.
just like I've met so many people now, and I'm like so grateful to like everybody, like and everybody. I mean, it's unbelievable. Like the artistry here is nuts.
Yep.
The soul is here. The community
The
here.
community. I was about to say.
The grit, the discipline,
Yeah.
and it inspires me every single day. Um, to to work harder, to be better,
Yeah.
and to not stop. And that's, you know, I mean, I look back and it's in my experience and what music has been like and what his singing has been like for me and how things have shifted, not singing in a band anymore, and like and how, and actually getting, this is 20 minutes from my house. Oh my god. Like
Right.
no and I don't mean that in a way that's derogatory to
Yeah.
Fort Worth, because they gave me the chance to do it for the first time period ever, and so I every song, every show, every open mic, every what have you is in a way a piece. I carry like a piece of every open mic, every show, every practice. Like before that, I think every artist probably feels that type of sentiment, and
Yeah.
and you carry it, and it's just with all of the things that had happened, I think I'm so grateful to this community here because I think it's really been healing too.
It's so awesome to hear how it all kind of came to this point.
Yeah.
'Cause
And
how
here we
how
are.
how this show even started was, I mean, I've seen you a few times at the Love Mic, and then at my birthday, and I was like, holy crap, you came for my birthday! Like we didn't know each other like that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But that was so cool because you're part of the community, so it was all good. But you came here to, uh, well, you came here to work with Rennis.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, well, this is what happens with us is that we're talkers. So then we started talking,
We started
and then
talking.
started talking, and then started talking, and then Renner was like, "All right, fine, you guys."
Rennis was like, I got phone calls to make
Yeah,
anyway.
right. He's like, yeah, and then I heard the story, and then I was like, well, then you have to have a Tiny Stay session. Like, this sounds like you need one, and we picked a date, and then
Yeah.
and then yeah. So it's kind of funny how like so the last ones were 9 days. At least that's you had more than 9 days this time.
Thank goodness.
But you were still freaking out about, oh, this is not enough time. That's what I was saying. Like for Tiny Stays time period, it's a lifetime.
But
But
the
it was
luxury of having it's crazy to me that like weeks felt like a luxury to plan
Right.
something, 'cause every time I'm thrown to like I get thrown to the wolves like, oh, you have a week. That keeps happening to me.
yeah.
I think
It's getting easier now though, a little.
it's nice. It's nice though. I think I love the challenge that comes with that though.
Yeah.
Is 'cause it's like
Like I said, it builds the callus. It builds the callus,
It
and then you
builds
can
the
all of a sudden
callus.
slide your
Yeah.
finger up and down the guitar and look awesome.
yeah, and so that's really
So yeah, so and
That's how
how
we're-
it was cool how we were just talking about what the show's gonna be like, and then we were kind of throwing around like, why don't we form another band?
yeah.
And we kind of, or you kind of did.
Yeah,
Sort of.
it was it's been it's been so, like I said, a journey, a rewarding journey, a challenging journey of planning. And what's so interesting, and one point that I've really have been keeping a keen eye on in a way since I departed from the band. When you switch gears like that from what I was doing before, where somebody else was booking, somebody else was doing the networking,
Yep. You just showed up for the
somebody else was. You understand what I'm?
Oh yeah.
You understand?
Trust
what,
me,
you,
I
oh,
know.
you know what I'm alluding. You know what I'm getting to, and it was a big. And I was like, okay, well, I'm a singer. I don't even play an instrument. I was like, oh Lord. I was like, we have a little bit of work to do, and
But
so
respect to you, because it was a challenge that you kind of put on yourself, because we didn't have to. We could have done all backtracks, and you still would have rocked the shit out of it.
yeah.
But it just kind of seemed fitting to kind of, I don't know.
At the very least, try, right?
Yeah.
And
And talk about portals. Maybe this could
that
be.
was
Oh my! How
right.
awesome if this is the birth of a new band that's like yours.
I
Oh, after after
people,
that whole
'cause
story.
I do get
Shit.
asked. They're like, you don't sing in a band. They're like, and people are like, or people ask me like, why don't you start one? And I just don't think I'd ever tried, because again, like I told you, it was like these few months. It's like things have been. I started off in a very vulnerable place,
Yeah.
and then at the same time, it feels like time is like it's just like going so quickly.
Yeah, it
Too.
does that.
And so you're just like, but I'm also like, I'm having the time of my life, and I'm like, I want to be as involved as I can be too,
Yeah.
and so you're just like, all the time, but I'm also like, I'm trying to enjoy the present too. It's so much going on,
Sure.
and
No, but we're good. We're set for Sunday.
yeah, and you know,
6 o'clock we're starting, or 8?
6. We're
You're
well
sure? Okay.
overall, yeah.
6 o'clock, yeah. So it's not too cold. Hopefully, it's not so
Yeah.
freaking freezing
I
cold.
know.
And we do have the option to be inside in case. It will work. I know, but it will work. It's freaking awesome. I hope we don't have to reschedule. Let's all manifest good weather on
vibes,
Sunday,
good weather.
and maybe a couple extra heaters, Johnny. Up over
Yeah. And
But do we want to introduce your guest for Sunday?
yes, I would absolutely love to. I do want to preface, of course, to come back to you really quick.
Mhm.
Yeah, I I probably inquired with good lord, at least 50 musicians.
Oh wow.
At least. And I'm not kidding. Between Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, word of mouth, texts.
Yeah.
So many people had people lost, people had lost,
Yeah, yeah.
had lost, had lost, had lost, had lost, had lost. And even now I'm like I've just been like I was like, well, I'm at a point where I'm like I need to just do my thing, and I can't cuz I put a lot of time aside
Mhm.
to other people and getting that together and getting the vision that I have in mind for this show together, all across the the full duration of it. And and finally I was just like, I'm putting myself in a hole. I'm so stressed out now, and but I'm enjoying it, but I'm so stressed. And so at the end I was just, I've toned expectations down with not expectations, I wouldn't say that. I toned down just the live arrangement aspect of it all. I did, because it was just, time was like on my side and it wasn't, but there's still going to be that piece there, and the magic of that will still be there throughout the show, just not all the way through.
It just became
But we
tinied.
yeah
Tinied.
exactly. We adapt and we overcome. It's
Yeah.
gonna be. I'm excited.
That's what we
and
do
so,
here at Tiny Shades. That's what one
Yeah.
of the big models is. We figure it out.
And
That's what
so,
we do.
and so so this Sunday, right here, the iconic Tiny Sage, be hippie, and yeah, we'll start at 6. I will be having the iconic Gregory Oliphant
Yeah.
right at 6.
I think
Over number 1.
I was thinking about buying a special something special to put over the floor,
Mm-hmm.
because if you haven't been to the Tiny Stage, it's made of wood, and it's kind of a hybrid stage that can turn into a lounge.
Yeah.
So there's like a big hinge like right in the middle of it, and we have to kind of cover it up for safety reasons, because you can like break your ankle on that thing.
Yeah.
But Gregory likes to move around the stage.
Yes, he does.
So I want to have like some kind of like dance floor or something, like where he can actually do it and like feel sturdy and not hear like wood crinkling everywhere, like
Yeah,
get caught
right.
up on the carpet or something like that.
For
So yeah,
sure.
we're gonna do our best for you, Gregory, to make it where you can do your thing and be comfortable.
Yes, and I'm I'm excited for him. He's starting us off. I met Gregory at the Freeman.
Yeah.
He was at that 30-minute set I did
Oh, nice.
back in August. So he was truly one of the first people that, not necessarily like artists that I got to meet, but like artists that I actually got to like talk to out here. He was one of the very first ones.
Yeah.
And so I've seen him, do his thing so many times, and I'm just like,
And he's real supportive of the community too.
he's so,
Yeah.
wow, he's wonderful. I mean, he's
And a showman.
talented.
Oh Lord, please.
he's so talented.
performer.
He's so humble. He's so supportive. And so when when this happened, that was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I said,
Nice.
I was like, Greg. I was like, obviously, Greg. And so I'm excited, and I know I know that the community who will be here that knows Greg will be excited, and I think the people that don't know him will be excited to get
Yeah.
to know him. So he'll be starting us off, and I'm very grateful to him for being able to do that. Then right after him, we will be having Rennis Jackson. Of course, we had
Yes.
to.
Rennis the Menace.
We had to have him. He is
Amazing.
amazing.
Amazing. Amazing.
He is, and
Yeah.
I oh my goodness. Of course, even if what's funny is even if Rennis had not been with us that night, uh, when when we met and you were like, "Hey, do you want a session?" He would have ended up in that session,
Yeah.
regardless. Either way,
Yeah.
either way, he is lovely. He's so lovely. His mom,
All right.
so lovely. Rennis is. I love his voice. I'm just. I
I'm
think
obsessed
me
with
and
this
so
guy.
many like I'm just like I think me and so many people we share the similar sentiment. I'm just obsessed with him.
And you
He's just
never.
he's just so cool. He's just so talented. He's just
Yeah. When he's on stage, you kind of don't know what he's gonna do because I've seen him sing a song from the '50s.
Mhm.
Poetry like crazy,
He did Michael
rapping.
Jackson last night.
Yeah, he did Ben.
Ben.
I was begging him after. I was like, "Can you do music next time? Michael Jackson's music.
Yeah.
I would love to hear him do that." But no, I first fell in love with him. We had I think it was our first tiny corner session.
Mhm.
That was inspired kind of by Haley Marie, but also the bad weather. That we were tired of kind of canceling shows here. Somebody needs me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Wait. Did I mishear you?
Huh?
What did you say?
Does someone need me?
Oh, I didn't hear anybody.
Oh, I thought you were pointing to the door like somebody was
Oh
trying to
no,
get my
I
attention.
think.
My
Oh
fault.
no. I think I just like was gesturing. My
Oh,
fault.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No.
No. We were tired of canceling sessions, so I was like, let me try it inside. So we kind of converted the corner over there where all the crystals are and the colorful wall.
Yeah.
I call it the tiny corner into like the stage area, and it actually worked out really nice. So I wanted to do so called the tiny corner session where it was a kind of a different show, but like more of an intimate showcase, kind of like storytellers where you can have time to tell the story behind your songs and everything like that. And Rennis was there, and we're doing sound check, and I hear him playing the guitar, and he's plucking this really sweet tune, and I'm like, oh, what's that? And I'm like looking at the guitar because I will see if maybe I can figure out like what chord he's playing or whatever. And I noticed, I'm like, it didn't sound right what I was looking at because I was like backwards. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. It took me a second to realize. I was like, he's playing the guitar upside down. And I was like, oh, what's that about? He's like, well, I'm lefty, and I went to some camp to learn how to play, and they were like, either restring it or play it upside down. So he was like, and I'm lazy, so I just played it upside down. I was like, how dope is that? But he played this song that I keep telling him once he releases it, he's gonna it'll be like every first day of Mother's Day song or like first day of third grade specifically. It's this song that he wrote because if you ever seen him do his poetry or some of his raps, it's kind of tough.
Mhm.
Like he kind of punches you in the face, but in the best way possible. And then he wanted to write one where it wasn't so tough. It was like kind of like being soft. So he wrote a song to his hypothetical future daughter for his mother about her first day of third grade, and they're just walking to school in the rain, and he's just talking to her about how good the world is or whatever. It is like the sweetest freaking song ever. So I
Yeah.
was like, oh my god, I was so crazy. I was like, is that? Did you write that? As a guy, I wrote it like 2 weeks ago. I was like, what? Like, he started blowing my mind. Then yeah, you see him do every kind of, and then where he kind of became big, I guess, or bigger with the community. We invited the Love Mike over to have their Memorial Day show here because it was at the Sundown at that time, but Monday they were closed. So he said, bring it over here. But of course, the weather was crap. We had to go inside again, but it still worked out great. And Rennis was up there, and he did the alphabet song. That's the thing
Yeah.
that kind of blew it up. Where it's a cover. I forget. Sorry, Rennis. He'll be mad that I don't know because he loves that rapper. It's like one of his favorites. Um, I think it says "rest in poetry" or something when he says it.
Mhm.
But it's a rap where he's saying a word for every letter in the alphabet straight through, and and not just one word. It's like like you go through, like there's like
Huh.
you'll have a few seconds where Have you heard it?
I don't know that I have.
Oh, I wish I had more battery. We can pull it up on your phone. I'll play it for you afterwards, though.
Okay, cool.
But it's like like every 5 seconds he goes into the next letter. Like starts with A and then B and then he ends with Z.
Yeah.
And then he did that and like everyone here was like, "Bah, what the heck?" And then he started kind of coming around more and more and more around the love line. But yeah, one of my favorite all time artists, I think. Period. So far.
Fair.
And
Valid.
he hasn't streamed yet. He's not really out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's-
he's getting there. I told him he's doing it right. Everything in its good time, because once he
for sure.
decides to,
Yeah.
he'll be good.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I absolutely, absolutely believe it. So like and like I said, I mean, even if he hadn't, it made no difference. Like, I mean, obviously I was glad he was there. That night.
Sure.
But even if whether he was there, whether he wasn't there, if I ended up with the show here, he was gonna be there.
Yep.
That's this. Um I believe I met him here too.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and his mom. I met them here, and that your birthday. That's when I
Oh, awesome.
that's when I met them, and and so every time I see him, obviously, of course, pretty frequently nowadays, in comparison.
And we all know his mom too. We know how
Yeah,
it's a big hug.
shout out for real, and
Shout out Mama Trina.
yes, and
Oh shit, dropping
I'm
things.
and so I was just, and he was like, and so of course, I messaged him, like like waited a little bit of time, and then like messaged, and I was like, hey, like you were there, but like I was like, would you like to perform? Like I want to like formally ask you, and he was like, yeah, I'd love to. I was like, thank
Yes.
God, and because I made a joke with him the other day. I told him because he was like, "Oh, I'm so like, thank you for thinking of me," and I was like, that was a selfish choice. I was like, I wanted to watch you
right.
for an extended period of time.
And thank
That's
you for
why
that.
I chose you. That's like
Nice.
because I'm like, you're so talented, and I was like, I want to just sit and watch. Like I want to. I was like, I want songs plural back
Yep.
to back to back. I was being greedy. I was just messing around with him, but like you know what I mean.
Sure.
And so I'm so stoked,
That's gonna be awesome.
so happy, so immensely thankful that he's also going to be joining us right after Greg at 6:30, 6:37, 6:32:7. Right after him. Wow, opener slot. It is like this slot has been. This has been a journey.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a journey. It is Alex now, the
Alex
wonderful.
Nolasco, yeah.
Yes,
all
the
right.
one and only.
Yes.
As of yesterday,
Nice. All
no
right.
kidding.
Nice.
as of yesterday, at the Freeman
Yes.
last night.
That's how it's supposed to be.
That's how it's
See?
supposed to be. It's supposed to be like
Yeah.
off the cuff, like that's
No, but at the Freeman, this is where all the things kind of
and
started.
yeah. And yeah, this was
And is Mark Allen also joining, or?
yes on
All right.
on the drums
Yeah,
and
yo.
again, like it's kind of like how I told you earlier about when I was looking for music opportunities way back when, not that long ago, but it
Mhm.
feels like a
I
lifetime
know,
ago
right?
at the
Yeah.
same time, right? When I was looking for my first opportunities, it was just like, no, so many no's. And then finally, it's like you get like one yes, and then everything starts
Yep.
to come together. And that's kind of how this show has been.
There's a fun, a nice story that I've heard in a movie. I think it's Under the Tuscan Sun, where it's they're obviously the lady's trying to find love, whatever, and she can't. But it was a story of a girl who goes to a park to try to find ladybugs, and she's trying so hard, and she can't, so she gives up and just takes a nap in the grass.
Yeah.
And then when she wakes up, they're all over her.
Oh,
You know.
sweet.
So it's kind of like that a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Like when you stop looking
Or stop worrying about
or
it.
stop worrying
Like,
so
yeah,
much,
just
like
follow it. Just
overthinking.
do your thing. Follow your
Yeah.
path. What you want to do.
And
And that's kind of what you done. That's that's kind of been the moral of this
The whole
whole
thing,
the whole
really.
story is
That's
it's freaking keep on keeping on.
yeah, and so yeah, so it's been like it was like a lot of no's in my face, and then or in my phone.
Now you're gonna
And
have to start saying no.
I know, right? And it feels. I feel. I think I've got a few more. I've got a few more lashings before I think I can start
You know.
dishing them out. I think few more to go. At least 10 more, which is fine. And so yeah, and but then of course as things have like finally fallen together, like they are falling together, and I'm
Right.
like, thank God, we're like running out of time. But yes,
And
so
battery, yeah, a little
Alex,
bit.
Alex will be joining us. Mark will be joining us. I'm very grateful for the two of them as well. Um, I'm to me, this show feels, you know, every opportunity I think in music, because I consider myself a new performer. Still, I consider myself a new artist. I uh, still getting over a learning curve every day. I think it's a ever learning thing. Really,
Sure.
is what it is. I don't think you ever stop.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know, there's always somebody or something to take after or to improve on or to blah blah blah. And it's just with I don't know how it's. I think really, truly, I don't know how we got here.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got here, because I think if I told myself at 5, I started singing because I watched Hannah Montana and I fell in love with Hannah Montana, and I was like, and I was 5 when that came out, and I was just like, how do I become like Hannah Montana? I was like, okay, she sings. I was like, that feels like what I should do next, and that's I'm not kidding. That was all it was. That was it. Sometimes that's all it is, and that's why I started. And then a couple years later, I was 7. Michael Jackson passed away, and
Oh, you were 7.
I was 7 when Michael Jackson
I
passed.
just felt like a senior citizen right
I'm just hey, this is my
No, no, it's cool.
you know, it's my truth. You know,
Yep,
I
yep,
can't.
yep.
You know, I
I was
can't
just-
help it.
That just felt
I was
that, just-
7.
that hit my gut a little.
My fault.
No, you good.
So he passed, and every channel was talking about him.
Mm.
And I watched the funeral, and I didn't even really know who he was.
Oh wow.
I watched the whole funeral. I was like, why am I watching this whole funeral? I was like, I might as well watch a music video. Would it kill me to watch a music video? You know, and so this I took out my laptop at the time, and then I just looked him up on YouTube, and I
Mhm.
think Billie Jean came up first, and I think like most people,
Yep.
that changed my life. And so for me, like rock is it's like this is what this is the genre I love to sing the most on stage, but my biggest influence is the why I started and why I haven't stopped and why I never will stop. That's as simple as Miley Cyrus and Michael Jackson. That's it. It's that
Nice.
simple. And there's more. There's always more. More pop too. Actually, a lot more pop too. Um,
No, now that you say Miley Cyrus, I can totally see that the way you perform.
yeah,
Yeah.
and she's is why I started. And Michael Jackson, I tell people, is why I never
Nice
stopped.
combo. Yep.
Yeah, it's those two, and then everybody else is. They are very deep, strong influences. Trust me, but at the end of the day, I think if people were like, you can only pick like a couple, I would pick those 2 artists.
Wow, that's a great segue to how I kind of want to finish this interview. Kind of how I want to finish all of them. A couple little rapid fire ones.
Sure. Yes.
So you say you love singing. Do you remember the first song that you sang that you said, "Oh, I can kind of do this. Like I'm not bad."
Oh goodness. This is what's so funny is I would not like. It was really like I was just singing along to Disney Channel songs for like the first couple of years, and then like whenever around the time I discovered who Michael Jackson was,
Mhm.
then it's like, okay, I'm getting a little bit like, yeah, I'm like 7 or 8, but now I'm like more aware of who's on the radio, and I would watch um like MTV and
Mhm.
like music videos and stuff, and so I would just sing like, I don't want to say I
Say
sang a
it.
Michael Jackson song
Yeah,
and
why
I was like,
not?
I can sing. That's not
Yeah.
true.
Okay.
Like, I botched them. I
No,
sometimes
no,
still
but
do.
that still made you kind of want to be
But
all right.
that's
I'm not bad. Like I can kind of do this.
that's I don't want to say we gotta change. I gotta change the answer because that's crazy. I can't say that. That's
Sure,
not.
you can.
But if we're going in terms of who did I first like really try,
Okay.
it would be him. Like I made my dad buy me every CD.
No.
I had every solo CD of his, and I have them to this day.
Yep.
These CDs I got like 10, 11, 12 years ago. Um and I was like in t-shirts, and like it was like a big thing. Like I became obsessed with my you could not I was like tethered
Yeah.
to this singer who just passed away, by the way.
Right.
Um so every skill, everything was him.
So what song were you trying to sing? Do you remember?
Off the cuff, it was probably just Billie Jean or Off the Wall itself. That's
Yeah.
one that's always
That's a
been.
good one. We'll go with that one.
Yeah,
That
Off the
was
Wall.
good.
Let's go with Off the
Let's
Wall.
go with that one. All right. Since we're kind of running out of battery, we got like less than 5%.
Okay.
In honor of DFW covers others, kind of. Is there, since now you've been at the Freeman a long time, or a lot, and the Love Mike, is there an artist that you would love to collaborate with that you haven't yet, and that's not part of the show Sunday?
Yeah, there's several. Are you kidding? Just if we're
Like a couple, whatever.
yeah, just a couple. Off the, rapid fire off the top of my head, just to sing with Ella. Are you kidding me? I'd love to sing with her.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't? She's nuts. So talented. So
Yeah, yeah.
talented. You bring up covers of others. I didn't go to the first one. I'd love to go to the second one.
February 1st.
Yeah.
Right here at the Tiny Stage.
There's what's his name? He's Mac Music on Instagram. He released a song a couple months ago called Stranger. The local people know who he is. And he just got like a producer credit on somebody's
nice.
album.
Wow.
Yeah. So I know like Love Mike knows him. Like people know him. It's like I don't remember his Instagram. I'm sorry.
MV is at I believe it's MV, like two
Like
underscores or one, two underscores. No,
No, that's somebody
that's
else.
Maverick. That's Maverick. I'm thinking of Maverick.
So Mac is
sorry.
like, I'll have to show you, but he put a song out like a couple months ago or like a month ago. It's called Stranger. Nuts. And I'm like, he'd be cool to work with. I'd like to get to know Hyro a lot more and work with him too.
Hyro's also a pretty good producer himself.
Yeah, that's what
Yep.
I think I've heard. I've heard that.
Yeah, he works here a lot with people.
Yeah, and
Yep.
it's a lot of people it's a lot of people. Gage, very talented.
All right, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
Start contacting her. Maybe you can form this kind of
Yeah.
super group.
I've been in his phone.
Super
I'm
group.
already in.
Since you talked about Michael Jackson for some reason, it just popped in my head because I was talking to Austin about it with the DFW covers others. How it would be cool. You know how Michael Jackson was really he helped write "We Are the World," right? Have you seen that Netflix documentary?
Yes, yeah.
I want to have something like that with this community where we all write this freaking song that everyone sings, but we're all crammed in here.
That would
and
be
passing the mic back
so
and forth,
cool.
like, around. That'd be so freaking awesome. So I don't know, something to think about, or
I'm
just putting it out in the universe.
intrigued.
Let's see what happens.
Definitely put it. Gotta let the ether know.
Yeah, let's see.
Totally.
This is the place for manifesting things.
Yeah,
We're at the
those-
right
yeah.
the right location.
Yes.
At a literal ley line in the earth, supposedly.
And then one last collab. One of my favorite out here, Jake Quillen.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's. I think this is crazy. I don't know if that's crazy. It's his crazy to me. I think I like every time he is on stage. I think I'm like fangirling. I'm like, he's so good.
Nice.
He's so talented. I'm like floored by him. I would I like to be a fly on the wall. Like when he's just like like even when he's just like practicing.
All right. Well, if you want to come here, Jake, let's go.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I think we have to end this because the battery's about to die, and I don't want to lose this video
my
because that would
gosh.
suck.
That would suck.
But thank you so much for your time
Thank
and
you.
for your story. It's an amazing story. I can't wait to watch the show now. It's going to be awesome, awesome.
Thank
It's
you.
going to be high energy. Shoot, if I can figure out some sparkling things, I'm going to try to bust them out. There definitely will be fires out there, so if it's cold, we will do our best to make you comfortable. We'll try to get a food truck maybe out there
Yeah.
too. Willie's Kitchen. Do you know Willie's Kitchen?
Is that the
The food truck that's run by Dana Watson, the first
Yes.
kid-owned food truck in
yes,
Dallas.
yes,
Yeah.
we talked about that. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
if
hopefully,
we can
all right,
yeah.
Dana, I'll hit you up. Don't worry.
Awesome.
Yep.
And so yes, thank you so much for having me on. This is a great setup. I hope that you can just keep hitting the ground running.
Yeah,
with
this
these
is not only number one, so it can
Yeah.
only get better, right?
It can-
Theoretically.
yeah. That's you know,
Theoretically.
this was absolute honor. I'm so grateful to you, to Be Heavy, to the Tiny Sage, to
No.
music community. Really,
Listen, after
all
your
of you
story,
guys.
the honor really is ours to be like the stage for kind of like your comeback. It's freaking awesome. So we're gonna do our best to make it awesome. It'll be live streamed here on YouTube, also right here at the Tiny Stage page. So look out for that. And yeah, before the battery runs out, because
Yes.
let's
But yes, this
Yeah, let's-
Sunday, see y'all there.
yep
6
o'clock,
p.m.
free show.
Let's do it.
All right, take care, everybody.
Thank
We'll see you
you.
soon. And if any artists want to be on the next Tiny Talks, hit us up at the underscore tiny underscore stage on Instagram. All righty, take care, everybody.